Get yourself out of these 15-minute cities. I can't say it more than enough. Find yourself a piece of land or someplace where you can grow your food, get your water together, and live.
It is a good thing to give you thanks, eternal, our Father in heaven. We say thank you again for sparing our lives during the days of the week as we come before your throne to present ourselves. Father, we ask you to forgive us, accept us, what we have to say to you tonight. We pray that thou may visit us, visit Brother O'Shea, Brother Yona, Brother Kifa, and all the rest of the brethren, the families here, there, and everywhere from the four corners, those that are sick, those that have situations that need some assistance, some help. Father, we thank you. You are there to help us as we come before you to present ourselves to you. Hear our cry tonight, have mercy upon us. Bless the service tonight. We pray that thou may speak to Brother O'Shea, to him, through him, and for him. And Brother Kifa, also Brother Yona, Father, I pray that thou may bless each and everything that's going to be said here tonight. The teaching, the reading, and everything, Father, we commit into your hand. We love you and we thank you because we ask it. Through your Son, Yeshua, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Elder. Well, Mishpachah again, welcome to Friday Night Live. I want to welcome everyone. Well, tonight we have a very interesting class tonight. I don't know if y'all have been following the news lately. There's a lot of different things happening out there. And it's like the world is on life support. Because at any moment, they could pull the plug and everything can go dark. And as they say in politics, nothing happens by accident. Everything is by design. So they know exactly what they're doing. So tonight we're going to talk about all-knowing, the system of the beast. Now we have done a variety of classes, different, I would say, some of the same information, but from different points, and bringing new information in on it, updates. And tonight is going to be some more updates. This way we can stay ahead of the storms that are about to be unleashed. So all-knowing, and let us begin. All right, so on the screen here, I have two things: gospel or warning. Gospel or warning. And that's a question I'm going to ask the Mishpachah. Would you consider what we're going through part of the gospel or part of your warning? Read for me what gospel means.
Good news or message pertaining to the salvation from oppression, death, etc.
So good news. We all understand that good news from oppression, because we are an oppressed people, not by choice, but because of disobedience. And therefore we find ourselves in a situation. And even within that sadness of being in an oppressed state, there is still good news because there is salvation coming to us. How about a warning now? Go ahead and read that for me.
Is a notification, signal, or statement designed to alert you to potential danger or an infraction.
So it is designed to alert us either of potential danger that's coming, or infraction, or anything that will cause harm to us. This is what a warning is. And without a warning, we will all be lost. So our Messiah gave us clues throughout our records, the Torah, Psalms, the prophecies, throughout the Gospels, in the letters. And we have all of these different warnings. And we have all of the Gospels, the good news. And we're going to look at some things to see how this all plays in with tonight's class, okay? So we have the Gospel on one side, which is good news. because the end times to me is good news. That means that our Messiah can return anytime soon. See, I don't want to sit back and be like, no, give us some more time. We need some more time to do other things. No, make the time short. Matter of fact, come tomorrow. We want to put this last kingdom of captivity that we find ourselves under to an end, once and for all. Okay? All right, so the first question I'm going to pose tonight is, do we believe that the prophecies are fulfilling? So put a 1 in the chat if you believe that the prophecies are being fulfilled, or put a 2 if you think that they're not being fulfilled. While you do that, I'll pull this to the side and we're going to get our first text for the night, our first scripture. And we're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 24, to open up. And this should be nothing new to the seasoned veterans of Torah. But for the young ones who are coming in and for the first time learning a lot of this stuff, this is part of the prophecy. Our Messiah also prophesied of the things that are to come. Okay? So Matthew 24, and we're going to read verses 4. Go ahead and read that.
And Yeshua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
That's the first part of the prophecies that are being fulfilled. Aren't we living in an age of deception? You know, there's something on YouTube called Dangerous AI. And what it is, it's a channel that the AI has taken the face of individuals, athletes, movie stars, different things like that. And then they're putting them in an actual, how would I say, like real scenarios. So you think that these are the real things happening, but it'll tell you this is just AI, and it looks real. Them talking, saying certain things, like you may see Donald Trump saying, "I'm sick of this war. I'm going to kill myself." We know it's not him that's saying that, but it has come to an age where deception is prevalent because all the information that we have has been jumbled up. All the wires have been crossed. And a lot of people today don't know what is right from wrong, or left from right from the left. All right, let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus 39. And we're going to see again that the prophecies are being fulfilled. So do we believe that the prophecies are being fulfilled? And in the chat, a lot of them are saying yes. All right, verses 1.
But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies.
This is what we're doing. We are supposed to seek out. We are supposed to give our minds to the laws. In other words, perform, practice, and live and love. Become second nature, like when we're breathing air. And occupy ourselves in meditation, meaning when we don't understand something, we go to our Messiah in prayer. We fellowship with brothers and sisters. And we seek out wisdom. It says, of all the ancient. That means that what was put in past time within our culture through our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is what we're supposed to continue on. And occupy in prophecies, because we are supposed to watch and see what's happening and compare to know where we stand. So do we believe that prophecies are being fulfilled? The answer should be yes. The next one is, do we believe that things will get worse or better? You know, a lot of people don't want it to get worse. They get worried. They get depressed. But I want it to get worse, because when it gets worse, this is when we see the salvation. This is when we see the Most High's right arm working. We have it time after time from the book of Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, all the way through. We see the examples. Daniel, Samuel, Kings, all through the prophets. We see the Most High's right hand at work when things got worse. But for some reason today, people are looking at the majority and following after the other nations because it's not for the other nations to have that security. We have that security once we're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Let's go to Matthew 24 and verses 21. Let's jump down to 21 and see what our Messiah says. Yeshua said this, verse 21.
For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be.
Do we believe that? If he's saying that in the last days, the tribulation is going to be so bad that it wasn't as it was from the beginning. And we understand, and we're going to cover this later on when we get into some of the other slides, that the first tribulation was very bad.
Mm-hmm.
How many of y'all in the chat know what the first tribulation was? Just go ahead and put it in the chat. You want to say something?
Yeah, just real quick while everyone, shalom and happy Friday Night Live, Mishpachah. Just to clarify something that you said earlier, because I think sometimes people may misunderstand something when it comes to scriptures. You mentioned about looking forward for the worst, so that our King could show up and do what has to be done, the kingdom to come. There's a passage within the book of Romans that says about let us do evil that good may come. And the difference is that we know prophecy spoke about the evil that will come upon the earth, which will bring the Messiah. But there are people who actually do evil, right? Mm-hmm. So that good will come. And we know there's a certain group of people out there in the world that is orchestrating a lot of evil things. That's the difference.
Yes.
So I don't want anyone to be confused, whereas, again, we are looking at the worst that the Bible prophesied versus people physically doing evil so that they can have good. We want good, but they want good based upon evil that they're doing.
Yes.
And that's the difference.
Yes, when I mentioned the worst, that we should be excited about the worst, I'm referring to the nations fulfilling the prophecy of them doing the wickedness.
Right.
That's what I'm referring to, because all we're instructed to do is to occupy by building houses, having families, and keeping the Torah. Live peaceably. That's what we were instructed to do. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what we're supposed to do. Sit back and see the salvation of our Messiah. That's what we're waiting for. All right, so the next one now. And in the chat, you answered, let me see, some of y'all said wilderness, Egypt, the flood, Moses on the mount. Okay, so Winnie, yes, the flood, that is correct. And we're going to cover that. All right, so the next question is, do we believe that the beast must and will put out his mark upon the entire globe? Do we believe that? Because to some people, it's a fairy tale.
Yeah.
They're like, no, that's not going to happen. Something else is going to happen, and we don't see that. The Bible is just saying that it's not literal. It's more, figurative of how it's saying what they're saying. Revelation chapter 13. This is one of the well talked about prophecies that a lot of churches don't touch on. We're going to read verses 16 and verses 17.
And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Now it says he causeth some of them.
All.
What does all mean?
Everyone.
100%?
100%.
Or like the world put 99.999%.
Yeah. That.
He causeth all. Who is the he? We're going to see who the he is, okay? Verse 17.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
And as we go through tonight's lesson, I have a lot of videos to show you some real good stuff, interesting things. And you're going to see how they're testing out different systems so they can bring about the actual system without you actually realizing that it's there already, okay? So we're going to see some interesting videos here coming up. All right, the Most High has already promised that we will be... You want to say something, Ema? You know, the mic.
Shalom, shalom.
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 I see the part I say all.
Let me go back. Oh,
All.
over here?
Yes. But I think we are leaving out something there with the righteous, because they say all those whose name are not written in the Lamb's book of life.
Right, and we're going to
So
cover that. We're going to highlight that
Yeah.
part, because when it says all, like you mentioned, it's
yes.
talking about those that are not keeping Torah.
Right. So they give hope to those that's trying their best to keep the Torah.
Absolutely.
Tell them.
Thank you. All right, so the Most High has already promised that we will be protected in these last days. Now, there's plenty of places I can pull and go to. I'm going to pull some at the end of the class so we can have that understanding and we can see the hope is there. So we don't have no Hebrews panicking, because you know you have some Hebrews that panic a little bit.
Confused Christianity.
Okay, they get a little scared, and it's nothing to be concerned. We should be concerned but not worried. We should be prudent but not scared. You understand what I'm saying? So after the scout report, we will show those promises, because the Most High has promised his people. And I don't know if y'all know what a scout report is. You know what a scout report is? You want to tell them, Mishpachah, what a scout report is?
I'll let you tell them.
Okay.
Let them hear your voice more.
Tonight we will be discussing the findings of our scout report, because seeing is believing. When it comes to bringing back a full report and keeping the nation safe, this is what we're supposed to do. When we see something, we want to come back and tell the Mishpachah, hey, there's danger on the horizon, prepare yourself. And that's all we could do. Noah preached for 120 years about danger coming. Nobody wanted to listen. And yet they say the Most High is not a merciful Elohim. So updating the Mishpachah is what we are supposed to do when we see danger. This is what I call the Joseph effect. Anyone knows what the Joseph effect is in the chat? Anyone knows what the Joseph effect is? Okay, the Joseph effect is when Jacob told Joseph, go out and check on your brothers, make sure that they're good, see what they're doing and bring back a report to me. Some of them didn't like that. And with our Mishpachah, when we're bringing back a report, some of them don't like that. Oh, you're always preaching the doom and gloom stuff. Yeah. You're always talking about this AI stuff. You're always talking about the end of the world. Isaiah 21 and verse 6.
But thus saith Yahweh, saith unto me, for thus hath Yahweh saith unto me, go set a watchman, let him declare what he seeth.
Isaiah the prophet was instructed to set watchmen. Let him declare what he seeth. So when we see something, Mishpachah, we have to say something. Because if we don't say something, we will be held accountable. That's just the normal way across the board. It's like you being a parent and you watch your child fall right into the fire and don't protect them. This is what we're supposed to do as our brother's keeper, okay? So, two questions I'm posing before we get into things. Will you be patient, or will you be panicked? Or will you panic? That's the question. Are you going to be one of those Hebrews that panic, or be patient? Panicking Hebrews, they tend to react when stuff happen, right?
You mean like Chicken Little?
Like Chicken Little. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. They run around, and you're like, we warned you about this stuff already. We're telling you to prepare yourself. This is how to prepare yourself. But they run around with their head all over the place? Or will you be patient? The Most High says, be still, be patient, and allow him to operate on our behalf. And this is what we're trying to teach our people to do. All right, so we're going to start with the scout report tonight, okay? All right, read that for me.
Artificial intelligence is a power that is and will continue to become more powerful under the control of the heathens.
All right, do we believe that? Do we believe that AI is getting more and more powerful? Yes or no? Put a 1 for yes, put a 2 for no. Do we believe that AI is becoming more powerful under the control of the heathens? Because we talked about what AI is already in many classes. We explained that this is a lot of demon technology, information that the spirits, the fallen angels are giving these heathen nations to fulfill what the Most High has given them to fulfill. Because this is all part of the Most High's plot in the story that he has put out. Continue.
This is Hasatan's way of trying to be like the Most High.
Remember from the beginning, he's always trying to be like the Most High. He want to set his throne. He want to be above the throne. He got kicked out. Then he went to create the Tower of Babel. That got messed up. And ever since, he's been trying to get back up there. And now he wants to go out to space. Or he wants you to go back to space, I should say. Continue.
Satan cannot be everywhere at all times like the Most High. So he, through the Confederacy, has created a system that imitates omniscience by way of technology, driven by artificial intelligence.
So all knowing, when somebody knows everything, they're known as omniscience. I know everything. I can be everywhere at all times. I'm all powerful. This is what the Most High is. He is the creator. He has created everything from nothing. And the devil can't be like the Most High. So within his system in the world, he has created, or he's putting together a system that he can be everywhere. And this is through technology. We're going to see some interesting things, okay? All right. Artificial intelligence is learning every single second. The question to ask is, what is it learning? Who is it learning from? And how is it learning? Read the AI for me right here.
Artificial intelligence learn from our digital footprint, digesting the information we create, share, and interact with daily.
Now that's very interesting how they word this. AI digests our information. So it's like it's just feeding. It's just feeding off of everything. You sit there and you're just eating all day 24/7 nonstop. Every time we input something on a smartphone, a computer, or any electronic device, or we go anywhere that has Wi-Fi or connected to the World Wide Web, we are leaving something called a digital footprint. Yes, it's cataloging everything we do. Pictures that you take, every time you take a picture with your smartphone, it catalogs or it remembers that location where you were. And when you go back in your history, it'll tell you 10 years ago, you were in California on the beach. You took this picture. You're like, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
And if you go on Facebook or one of the platforms and you put some messages or whatever it is, it's stored. Everything you have, site you went on, it records all of that. Again, this is the devil's system, because the Most High has his own system where the angels are recording what we do, right? And in order for them to have their system, they have to do it through technology. Continue.
It absorbs human language, behaviors, and problem-solving methods to identify patterns, make predictions, and generate new content.
That make predictions is where we're headed to right now. This is where we're opening the gate to, so they can know exactly the moves you make and basically control what is about to happen. You say something?
Yeah, that's part of what, after new content, to forget to add that these systems are now blackmailing the creators.
Yep. All right, we're going to play our first video. I got 2 videos for the first here. All right. Let's open it big. Y'all can see it. Fair use, fair use.
Fair use.
Now we mom recorded it. Do I gotta go to you? Wait. Wait. Hi, buddy.
Have y'all ever seen this before?
Are you gonna drive off? Do we need to walk away from you?
You know, and to people that's all cool and oh that's nice. I can just sit there and now the bots are going to bring food to me, because if you haven't realized, Mishpaka, in the stores now, they start off with people collecting your groceries shopping for you, picking your groceries off the shelf, your produce, putting it in bags and dropping it off at your doorstep, or you can come pick it up outside. They have created the age of laziness, basically. Now, I play this video first because the next video is going to be very interesting. How many of y'all remember the Pokemon? Y'all remember the Pokemon?
Yep.
Put a one in the chat if you remember the Pokemon.
One in the chat.
All right. So the Pokemon, I don't know if y'all remember, there was a thing a couple years back where you had to find these demons.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And you will get money and gifts and points and all kinds of different things when you find these little demons that was hidden in various places.
A treasure hunt.
Right? A treasure hunt. Let me see. Hopefully no Hebrews was participating in that, but
Yeah, right.
all right, we're gonna see what they were doing. Okay, so we're gonna watch this video here and see something very interesting. What they were doing. So pay attention of what they were doing.
Fair use. Fair use.
Fair use. Fair use.
500 million people installed Pokemon Go within 60 days of its launch. At its peak, 143 million people were walking around parks, sidewalks, and parking lots, pointing their phones at buildings and statues, trying to catch digital creatures layered on top of their real world. That,
I'm gonna pause it there real quick because remember, some people even died on that.
Go back.
Some people even died. They fall off bridges, got ran over by cars, all kinds of stuff.
Go back to the AI. Go back to the AI overview.
AI overview?
Yeah.
Okay, at the beginning?
No. Stuff I read.
Oh, okay, let me pull this aside a minute. Okay, 1 second. 1 second, right here.
All right, you got to remember it says, while you're watching that video, remember what it says. It absorbs human language, behaviors, and problem-solving methods to identify patterns, make predictions, and generate new content. So all that information, while you're watching this, think of that.
Let me start it back.
500 million people installed Pokemon Go within 60 days of its launch. At its peak, 143 million people were walking around parks, sidewalks, and parking lots, pointing their phones at buildings and statues, trying to catch digital creatures layered on top of their real world. That was 2016. It's 2026 now, and Niantic just revealed what all of that was actually worth. Recently, Niantic Spatial, the AI company Niantic spun off after selling Pokemon Go, announced a partnership with Coco Robotics, a startup that runs delivery robots in cities across the US and Europe. Those robots are now navigating sidewalks using a visual positioning system trained.
So you remember the video I just showed you first? That's one of the things that we're doing. So they can navigate. So that's why they have the driverless cars coming up now.
Well, yeah, that's another story. I mean, those driverless cars are really useless cars that you'll get trapped in. There was just an incident just yesterday where the car in Atlanta just drove it just went in a ditch or in the middle of the street where it was flooded and it just sat there. But, you know, why I had to read that whole AI overview again is because people participated in a series of tests, free series of tests of information for a company that they have no stock in or they don't get paid for or nothing, just to participate in a treasure hunt when they're actually performing a mapping service free of charge for this company. But anyway, this is how I think anyway. This is what it is.
And Brother Gerald, yeah, we talked about the 18-wheelers also. We showed videos on that too.
On 30 billion images. 30 billion. And those images came from you. Those images came from your phone while you were catching Pokemon. Players thought the only thing at stake was a shiny Charizard at the local gym. But these players were actually building one of the largest real-world visual data sets in history, and nobody told them. So let's talk about what Niantic actually built, because the technology is genuinely impressive, even if the ethics are questionable. Niantic's visual positioning system can pinpoint your location on a map to within a few centimeters, not using GPS, but by looking at photos of nearby buildings and landmarks. You feed it a...
So every time you take a picture, that's your location. You left a footprint there, or breadcrumb of knowing you were right there, and they can triangulate exactly where you are.
Data is
handful of pictures of your surroundings, and it tells you exactly where you are on Earth, down to the centimeter. And the way they got there is kind of brilliant. Pokemon Go placed Pokestops and gyms at real-world landmarks, things like churches, murals, public sculptures, storefronts. That meant millions of...
And even imagine in churches too, people, sermons going on and people have their phones out trying to find the demons behind the pulpit.
Oh yeah.
You can't make this stuff up.
Players were constantly pointing their phone cameras at these specific locations. Every photo came tagged with rich metadata, exact GPS coordinates, camera angle, phone orientation, movement speed and direction, time of day, weather conditions, and more. But it goes further than that. Niantic introduced augmented reality, or AR, scan tasks. These are missions that rewarded players for scanning real-world locations to create 3D models.
And this is where the 3D goggles come in now.
Yep.
This is how they get to make these the digital world that you're gonna find yourselves in soon shopping.
The meta glasses and all that stuff.
By 2024, they were collecting up to 1 million new scans per week. Players did this because they got in-game rewards. Niantic did this because each scan was a data point in a massive spatial model. And here's what makes this dataset so uniquely powerful. The same locations were photographed by thousands of different users from different angles at different times of day in every weather condition. Google Street View sends a car down your road once every few years with a roof-mounted camera at a fixed height. Pokemon Go had millions of people capturing pedestrian-level imagery of sidewalks, building entrances, park paths, and alleyways, all places that mapping vehicles literally can't reach. And they did it continuously for 8 years. Brian McClendon, the CTO of
That was clever, right?
8 years of free work. You run around like a...
That was clever.
Like
They
a
put
dodo.
they put y'all to work,
Yep.
go in the trenches
Yep.
and take all the pictures and find all the angles so we can collaborate and get all this information together. And now we have a map of everything that we can see. So what they did was they reward people with points,
Yeah, it's a special drug.
games. They give you access to games, movies. Sometimes you get some monetary rewards, $100 here, $50 here. So
But the greatest reward that's given is an imaginary drug called hopium. You run around and you hope that you can win. It's hopium. A lot of people run very hot on that thing, and especially you'll find it's a very heavy serum in people that sit down and hope, but they don't move. That's why the Bible always speaks of actions. You know, seek ye. But anyway, I'll hold
Niantic
on.
Spatial said it plainly, quote, "We know where you're standing within several centimeters of accuracy, and most importantly, where you're looking." That's not creepy to say at all. No mapping company with a fleet of vehicles could have replicated this on the same timeline or budget at this scale. Niantic got it for free. Actually, they got paid for it. Players were buying Pokeballs while generating the training data through in-app purchases. Now here's where it gets more complicated. Let's talk about who actually owns all of this data because it's kind of a mess. In March 2025, Niantic sold its entire games division, which included Pokemon Go, Pikmin Bloom, and Monster Hunter Now, to Scopely for $3.5 billion. And Scopely is owned by the Savvy Games Group, which is the Saudi Royal Investment Fund's gaming arm. So Pokemon Go, the game that is still collecting scan data from players right now, is now owned by Saudi Arabia. Meanwhile, Niantic kept the spatial AI business and the Ingress game, rebranding the enterprise side as Niantic Spatial. So the AI model trained on 8 years of historical Pokemon Go data belongs to Niantic Spatial. And the delivery robots using that model belong to Coco Robotics. 3 different enterprises, 3 different countries, 1 data set, built by people who thought they were playing a game. And Niantic's privacy policy? It covers all of this. Their terms of service grant broad rights to use submitted data and pass those rights to other companies. The AR scan feature was technically voluntary, nobody forced you to scan that statue, but it was gamified with in-game rewards, embedded in the normal flow of gameplay and presented as a fun feature, not a data contribution to a commercial geospatial problem.
And just like music, the message could be something very terrible, but the beat is good and you'll be bobbing to it. Or they will put a nice, beautiful picture in the background of people smiling, and then they'll sell you drugs that would take your liver, your kidneys, and all these different things. So they know exactly how to get to you without you even getting upset.
And the scary thing about this that just went by here, a couple years ago, there was the same game that was being played. People participated in the game to get free lottery tickets, free McDonald's, free passes to games. I think it started with the 3rd letter in the alphabet, the first number, and the 9th number in the alphabet that people participated in. It's six feet apart.
You know, the results have those.
Right.
They always, you know, the results have those types of games, as you mentioned. Even
Right.
Popeyes had something going out,
Right.
and people were lining up to
Oh,
get
yeah.
get that. What is it? Spicy, some type of a chicken or
some
whatever it
chicken,
was.
yeah.
They always got these things going, but people don't know what the promotion is all about.
Exactly. I mean, there was one with Wendy's also had one of those.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get back to this.
The privacy policy itself doesn't exhaustively list what data is collected or all the purposes it's used for. It uses language like, quote, legitimate business objectives, which legally covers just about anything. And the uploaded AR imagery is reportedly anonymized during processing, but that almost doesn't matter. The valuable asset isn't your identity, it is, but it's the location data, the centimeter accurate, weather tagged, angle diverse, metadata rich location data.
All right, that's all we want from this video. We got some more stuff to cover. Yes, Mishpaka, you cannot trust your enemies because they'll tell you, they'll put on beautiful music, they'll put a nice barbecue out for you, and lead you straight to the fire.
Yep.
Straight down to the fire. All right, artificial intelligence and digital ID systems are merging, Mishpaka, to redefine online trust and security. Now, I highlighted trust and security. Can anyone in the chat tell me, what does trust and security have to do with prophecy? Trust and security. You want to grab the mic, Ema?
And safety, sudden destruction. So what they're making you to trust them
That's right.
to secure whatever it is.
Peace and safety. And we're going to see that because that's what they have been pushing.
Yeah, they've been pushing the boogeyman forever. When they're
All
the
right,
boogeyman.
read the AI overview.
Peace and safety is a core tenet of the Trump administration's peace through strength foreign policy, an approach focused on deterring global conflict through military modernization, strategic alliance building, and bold diplomatic negotiation. More like
Right.
terrorizing.
Terrorism. And that's exactly what it is. It's what you call a front. So they'll paint this picture and tell you this is what this is for. But in the fine print that you don't read, it's something totally different.
Right.
1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 3.
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
You know what's beautiful about this verse? Because a lot of times when you read it from Christian eyes, this is what the Christians see when they read it. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon all, as travail upon a woman with child, and we shall not escape. That's what I hear all the time. But when you read it for what it is, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Who's the them? The heathens, the wicked nations, not us who are keeping the Torah. This is where we have to have the understanding, Mishpachah, that everything is falling into place according to the word, to the Most High's will. Okay.
Yeah, them that's spoken about there is those that actually accept that peace and safety. You know, that think that okay, great, the peace and safety they're going to give us, but they don't realize that that same peace and safety is the destruction that's going to fall on them. You know, a lot of Christians like using the words no weapon formed against me, but they wouldn't read the rest of the scriptures before and after that text. But anyway, let's go back.
So Agent 47 says our vision is one of peace, security, and prosperity. So closer than we think, this is the question. Now, these are some articles that we're going to look at and do a little reading on some of these articles. There's some very interesting things that these people have planned for the world. Now, they may plan it for us, but for those who keep the Torah, it is not going to affect us in the way they think it's going to affect us. Okay? And I'll explain that as we go through the lesson. Digital driver's license threaten to create a great internet lockdown. What does that mean? We're going to see what it means. Dan Ives compares Sam Altman's world network to Tesla's Nvidia, Palantir in their infancy, and AI meets crypto intersection. So we're going to talk about how the money, because you always have to follow the money, is tied to where technology is going to form a digital global identification for all citizens of the world, as they would say it. Coming soon, America's own social credit system. We're going to see that too.
Yeah.
National digital IDs in the age of artificial intelligence. So let me pull this to the side a minute. Let's look at this first one here. We're just going to read the highlighted parts on this so we can actually see it. And this is from ACLU. News and commentary. Digital driver's license threatened to create a great internet lockdown. So you remember, and we're going to see a video on that too, where in the UK they was talking about having a digital ID that 7 months ago it started, because he says January he was going to implement it.
Right.
We are, what month are we in right now?
We're in May.
May. So that means that has already been implemented in the UK. Okay. Let's look at the highlighted parts. Go ahead and read that.
Imagine you wake up one day, turn on your computer or phone, and try to log into your social media site. You're greeted by a message. We need to confirm your identity.
All right, let's jump down here.
Seemingly overnight, you find demands to share your digital ID coming from every direction, online and off.
So it's going to be passed around like napkins. Go ahead.
Want to enter a convenience store? Scan your ID. Want to browse a clothing store? Buy a cup of coffee? Park your car? Scan your ID. When you try to watch a video online, log on to social media or look at a news site, you get a pop-up demanding that you click here to submit your driver's license. Now, that's the infrastructure exists. You find yourself asked to submit your license to every turn, and submit you will, because you will have no or have little choice.
Remember that video that Rebbe played was it years ago? With the guy who was stuck in the room and and the little drone coming,
Yeah.
and he escaped.
Yeah.
I have it saved somewhere there, but yes, the Great Reset. Thank you. That's what it's called, the Great Reset. That is exactly what is going to happen, Mishpachah. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, because that is where everything is pointing to.
Right.
Now, they may put it in, animation and cartoon form and stuff like that. But right now, everything as these people have planned, you will own nothing and be happy. You see the commercials right now, flex cars, clothing, different clothing companies where you don't have to buy anything. You just put your information in, they'll send you the clothes, you wear it for the event, and you send it back. The car, you drive the car today, tomorrow you get a different one. So I'll see Kiefer in a different car every week. So you got that money, Kiefer? No, it's
Eating
just
bugs.
I'm flexing. So they call it flex car.
And
So you own nothing. Video games, movies. So everything now is on a platform. See, before they used to have VCRs and tapes and CDs and different things that you owned. Now everything is on a server.
Right.
So you don't own anything. They can shut it off and you have access to nothing. So they're preparing everyone to have subscriptions.
Yep.
This is
Blockbuster.
where they're going. Okay. All right, let's continue. Let's read the highlighted parts.
Starting with one conservative lawmaker in Louisiana pushing to block minors from accessing adult material, demands for online age verification policies, previously blocked by the Supreme Court, have become a trend.
So this has become a trend. Remember, they're going to give you some good legitimate reasons to go this route. So, well, we want to protect the young eyes from seeing adult material and sensitive things. But that's a lie. Because in all the movies, in all the cartoons, all the commercials, music videos, sports, you name it, everything you look at, there's adult material that is staring right in your face, especially the Sodom agenda. They know what they're doing, but they'll tell you this to say, well, we want everyone to comply so we can protect the young eyes. All right, jump down there.
Digital driver's license that can be used online. So far, more than half the states have enacted such digital driver's IDs or are moving towards doing so. This push is coming from a number of directions. Big business, such as banks, that are legally required to verify identity, want to it more cheaply.
So they have a plan that is set up perfectly. It's like a quiet storm. Nobody knows. It's like it's hot, then you feel the clouds, and you relax. Like, oh, this is good. And the breeze is blowing, and before you know it, you see dark clouds coming in, lightning, thunder, all that stuff.
And the room is small and you can't go nowhere.
And that's it. All right, go ahead.
The Department of Homeland Security is also getting behind the trend.
The Department of Homeland Security is who, Mishpachah?
ICE.
Ice baby. That's who they are. And they have been deploying ICE.
Which is now nice.
Under the Homeland Security Act of Immigration. That's a front. That's just preparing. And we talked about how they're building these infrastructures for this agency to operate. Not only here in the mainland, but in every territory that flies under the flag of the United States. Okay? Continue.
Google and Apple have prematurely introduced products that can allow for such IDs to be used online.
We're going to see some videos later on about how they have implemented it. And a lot of people haven't realized that they're actually using the system already. Okay?
These entities are not only creating this bureaucratic wall, they are setting the rules and policies that will govern how it works.
See, so all these companies put out certain things as tests. So you'll see Apple have their version of something, Google have its version of something, and then you'll think that it's a competition.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, it's not a competition. It's just seeing which one works better before there is the great merge that happens. Because you remember it says, let me go back here a minute so you can see this again. Artificial intelligence and digital ID systems are what? Merging. So they know exactly what they're doing to get all of the pieces of the puzzle together.
Together, these two trends threaten the creation of an entirely new online identity infrastructure that would transform the internet.
This is why they cater to the children first. The video games have changed from playing on a console with cartridges and CDs and discs. Now you don't buy any more things. Everything is online again through subscriptions and download. And then you have online friends and online forums and all these
Chat
online
rooms.
things. And the children grew up having that at a young age, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to the teenage years. And now in this generation that's here now, this is something, this is normal. We're going to be in the meta world. We're going to be in the digital
children-
world. We're going to be in this room. We're going to be in that.
Those children grow up to be adults and they're still trapped in that stuff. Yeah. This new identity system
Hold on, sorry. Go ahead.
threatens to create an entirely new lockdown internet.
Lockdown internet means that they can control it. They can shut it off when they want to shut it off.
One that is licensed, gated, and subject to identification checks, qualification checks, tests, and blacklists at every turn.
Now, it's interesting how it's a blacklist on every turn because 900 and something miles, 1,000 miles away, I think that's the number, 900 and something thousand miles away, is a country called China.
Yep.
And they are blacklisting people if they don't walk their dog, and you can see some of this too. You get blacklisted. If you forget to pay your utilities on time, because you may be robbing Peter to pay Paul because you're a low income family. And today you pay the light bill, tomorrow you're gonna pay things a little late. They're gonna dock you for that, blacklist you. So this is a soft conditioning before they bring out it in full force. Okay, continue.
Once a site or service has proven your true identity, you can never escape your relationship with them or their memory of your every click and keystroke.
So this is where algorithms come into play. So you could be sitting there and all of a sudden you're like, why is sneakers popping up? Me and Kiefer was just talking about getting some sneakers and all of a sudden on my phone, sneakers popped up.
Just watching.
You're looking at your TV and sneakers show like,
Hey, look at this.
you watch one sneaker and then every time you open your phone, you see sneakers.
Yep.
This is what they're doing.
Oh yeah, you're looking at traveling someplace.
Mac and cheese, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Grab the mic.
And make it worse if everything is synced.
Yeah, we was in a store and looking to get some cheese because planning on having some mac and cheese.
But X is
When I
laughing.
got home,
Yeah.
on the YouTube on the screen,
Uh-huh.
Kraft macaroni and cheese. Now I wasn't buying the Kraft. I was just getting a block of cheese. But all of a sudden it just popped up on the YouTube, and I never seen it before. Kraft macaroni and cheese right there in the between
Oh, yeah.
watching the videos, and so that's amazing.
You might have some smart devices, ears listening around the area.
Well, if brethren can't get me, then
Yeah, back in the
I'm
day.
pulling everything out. I'm probably gonna have to put it in a separate room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Now they will tell you, oh, you can turn off this app and you can do. Mishmaka, you turn it off. Guess what? They can put it right back on.
It reminded me of a song back in the day by an artist by the name of Rockwell. I always feel like there's somebody watching me.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
When you put your phone on airplane mode, right? Because you're boarding a plane, it says put on airplane mode. What is that supposed to do?
Nothing.
It's supposed to stop you receiving a signal from the tower.
So I'm going to sleep. I put my thing on airplane mode, and yet text messages, bing.
Let me
bing,
tell you why.
come through.
Because you have Bluetooth on. If you have Bluetooth on, that's allowing it to skip airplane mode and come right in through the Bluetooth.
But people are not, how the modem is not connected to the Bluetooth.
Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi routers.
I don't know anyway.
Systems.
This is to show us that this world, everything is controlled by the beast. The system that's set up, everything that we have, the phone you have, the TV, everything that we're using is controlled by the system of what the world. Way back we was hearing about these things that is happening today. We live in, as the headline is, the beast system. And we are living right now, the beast, the image is speaking to us. And that's the time we live in. No doubt about it.
But and all the things that we see, Mishpachah, today is old technology. These things have been out the 70s and 80s, but it hasn't been released. And now they're starting to release things because they've been testing certain things out on the market. And when in certain countries, they'll test certain things that you don't hear about before they release it worldwide. Okay. All right, continue. Digital.
Digital checkpoints could also be based on gender.
Uh-oh. So what happens if you are
Between genders?
yeah, what do you call them again?
Transformers.
No, not the Transformers.
Crinkle people?
Help me, Mishpachah. No, when you're not male or female, you are, pronouns, right? The pronouns, they, not non-binary. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you, Ima Batel. Non-binary. You said that? I didn't hear you. So what happens if you're non-binary?
You're not a gender. That this doesn't apply to you.
All right, continue.
Place of residence.
So if you live in a certain place, this is where the 15-minute cities come into place. So they'll have things set up where you are in zones, okay?
Your citizenship. Or any other fields, present or current, or future ID cards.
So those ID cards will be zoned. So you can only have access to certain areas. And if when you go, you put your card, it's not working. Access denied. Access denied.
How is that supposed to be helping anyone?
It's helping them and their system. Let's look at another one here. Let's look at this one here. Open them all up. And then we're going to move on to the next slide with the feeder. Let's see. This one here, I didn't highlight anything. We're just going to run through this real quick. This is very interesting. This is this is back in 2018, okay? But this is present today because when we look at some videos coming up, you're going to see exactly what's happening. This is China's creepy social control system. Let me scroll down here. Okay, let's start with banning you from flying or getting on a train. Doesn't that sound familiar?
Yep. I mean, the new passports have what do you call them? The commander-in-chief's face on it that's supposed to be coming out soon.
Commander-in-Thief.
Yeah.
Commander-in-Thief. So banning you from flying or getting on a train. Go ahead and read that.
China has already started punishing people by restricting their travel.
Uh-oh.
9 million people with low scores have been blocked from buying tickets for domestic flights.
Now imagine that you live in nice sunny state of California. You want to go to the biggest state of Texas. You want to fly over there and visit family, and it says access denied.
Hit the road, Jack.
What you gonna do? Then you get in your car, and at the checkpoint they tell you roadblock, turn back around. What's gonna happen, Mishpachah? Let's jump down. Let me jump onto this one here. Throttling your internet speed.
This is according to Rachel Bootsman, an author who published part of her book on tech security on Wired last year. The exact mechanics aren't clear yet.
So what this basically is, if you are not in compliance, they can turn off your internet.
Yeah.
If you use too much Wi-Fi, or streaming too much, watching too much movies,
Scrolling too much.
or you're watching too much of Rebby's videos,
You didn't get that mac and cheese.
they can. They didn't watch it enough. Banning you and your children from the best schools
Kids.
because they don't want you to go to their, their Ivy League schools, as they would call it. Stopping you from the best job. So if you went to school for 15 years and got all the degrees, masters, the only job you get is flipping some burgers or washing some cars. So you're not qualified because your score is not high enough.
Yep, you become a quarter with.
You don't meet the qualifications because of all of these things that they put down here.
Yep, an imbecile.
You might not have the complexion for the connection,
Yep.
and all kinds of different things that can happen. Keeping you out of the best hotels, so they send you to the Roach motels.
People who refuse military service, who don't want to be drafted,
Uh-huh.
were also banned from some holidays and hotels, showing that vacation plans are fair game too.
Uh-oh. Look at this one.
Getting your dog taken away. The eastern Chinese city, Jinan, started enforcing a social credit system for dog owners in 2017, whereby pet owners get points deducted if the dog is walked without a leash or cause a public disturbances.
Now you may say, yeah, that may be something good, to make people do their stuff. But it goes deeper than that, Mishpaka.
You might get flogged or caned.
Okay. Being publicly named as a bad citizen. This is where the snitching comes in.
The snitches.
I don't like this brother, this sister, or this person here.
Blacklist.
They look at me the wrong way, whatever reasons. People come up with all kinds of different reasons. They don't like you because you're an Israelite. That's the number one reason. Okay? And the list goes on. So this is just some interesting things that they have. This is the Citizen's Handbook. All right, let's look at another one real quick. China's Social Credit System Award. Let me open this big so we can read it. Actually, let me do this instead. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Yeah, let's read these here.
Once discredited, limited everywhere, is the message China's government announced in a report.
So once you're discredited, you are limited everywhere. So what I just showed you a while ago, if you meet one of those requirements or there's a long list of things. If for some reason you didn't water your plants or you didn't cut the grass, like what's the
Homeowners Association,
HOA
president.
If your door is the wrong color, right? You are limited everywhere. Go ahead. Released early.
Released in early March to the 23 million citizens it had banned from purchasing plane or train tickets the previous year. These citizens, the government declared, had proven themselves to be untrustworthy.
So you are not trustworthy by these standards.
Perhaps by spreading false information, forgetting to pay a bill online on time, or even failing to walk a dog on a leash. As a result, their freedom of movement has been revoked.
Freedom of movement has been revoked. So now you are you are on a house arrest.
Yeah.
Okay.
They put you on a leash.
And talking about house arrest, in the news just this week, I put it in the chat. In Chicago, a glitch went out that certain individuals who had ankle monitors,
Okay.
the ankle monitors went off and they can't find them right now. So we don't know where these people
They
are.
hook you up. Then they can't find.
So I'm saying that because that's just ankle monitor is just a system that they put for prisoners, but imagine that on every citizen.
It's funny that you bring that up and they talk about, we read something about Blacklist. It was also in the TV series called Blacklist with a guy called Reddington. We see these same, all this stuff. This was different episodes of that TV show, but go ahead.
Okay, jump down here.
Using a network of cameras equipped with facial recognition software, the government is able to identify and log the so-called harmful behaviors of every individual or business on Chinese soil.
Now we're talking about China. You're like, brother, shit. This is China, brother, shit. This has nothing to do with UK, Africa, America, South America, the islands, Canada.
Mostly, a lot of the people in Congress and the political game folks, recently when all the billionaire and technocrats went over to China recently, they were salivating because
Oh, we can talk about that.
of the Chinese social credit score and how they have everyone under control because their system is totally different.
Oh,
and, anyway, we'll get into more of it in the class.
Yeah, when I get there, I'm going to have you bring that up, okay? All right, read that one.
The modern-day social credit program has its roots in controlling surveillance-based model that was envisioned by former Chinese Communist Party.
And I'm just showing you behind the scenes, these things were planned years ago, back in 1976, actually 1949. 1949, okay? Go ahead and read this one here.
In some ways, the social credit system is simple, an extension of the ongoing mass surveillance program in China.
So the social credit system is an extension of the mass surveillance system that you find in China, okay?
If you want to see that, watch a TV series called Rubicon. It was on a BBC channel. You'll see it on, it was something that was in Europe. The British people was being under surveillance, which it still is, under surveillance in Britain, and to show you how everything is connected from the certified information in newspapers all the way to law enforcement.
Have y'all ever seen the Truman Show?
Mm-hmm.
You never seen Truman Show? You need to watch the Truman Show. It's Jim Carrey, and he was living under a dome, and he didn't know it, and he caught on. Everything was planned, everything was rehearsed.
Yep.
And then he tried to escape.
That's what we're living in. Hamster wheel.
So the world is like the Truman Show. Okay. Go ahead.
It serves to expand, digitalize, and legitimize what already exists. With the added benefit that citizens will find being spied on more palatable.
So you're gonna feel good to be spied on. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Because what?
If they're rewarded for good behavior.
So when you are rewarded for good behavior, you don't mind getting spied on. You know, I'm gonna do good. I get $100 every week in my account.
You enjoy that kind of stuff by watching shows like The House. You know, where they put a bunch of people in the house and they watch and monitor everything they have, or The Island.
All of those,
Bachelor and all those shows.
Right. Go ahead.
The concept was first proposed in 2007 in an economic context in a similar way to how financial credit rating functions in countries like the UK.
So, like you just mentioned, don't think that this is in China only.
It's here in the U.S.
It's everywhere, and we're going to prove that to you.
There's something called flock cameras.
We're going to prove that to you.
Expressway that watches everything you do. During the Cultural Revolution, young people.
This is where I was talking about earlier about the generation, what they call it on Gen X or Gen Z or whatever it is. Yeah. I don't know, anybody born in the 90s, I guess. From that point going down, go ahead.
Were literally required to report on counter-revolutionary behaviors or thoughts of their parents.
So, like, they tell you if your parents is beating, you call 911. Or if you see something, call 911. Report your parents. I was watching a thing on YouTube the other day. People find it, they say cute. I was like, that's not cute. That child needs a whooping.
Yeah.
You know, children do stupid stuff, and the parents sit there and laugh. So the young boy, he probably is like 3 years old, 4 years old, whatever it is. And his father opened the door, and he was coming in. His father's like, move out the door. Move out the way. He's like, no, Alexa, call 911.
Yeah.
His father's like, what? And he knocked the camera down. And that was the end of the video. But that just to show you the mentality of how children are being raised. Okay.
And most of that behavior that is an upload behavior of people catching different things that with this social experiment that is basically Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It's a social experiment that will later on turn out to bite you, because before you lend a hand to assist someone, you rather take your camera and either take a picture of it to post it, or you're
documenting everything.
Get likes.
It's like you become a journalist overnight. Yeah. Everybody's a journalist. You walk around with a camera and you're reporting everything they see.
Yeah.
All right, continue. Children
said children were taught.
Now listen carefully. Children were taught. Go ahead.
The first and foremost loyalty is to Chairman Mao.
So Chair Mao. So erase that and put mark of the beast, system, leader of the free world. Okay? Antichrist. Whatever you want to put there. Continue reading.
You can't trust your family.
So don't trust your own mother and father, or sister and brother.
You can't trust your friends.
Don't trust the mishpachah.
You can't trust your teachers.
Don't listen to the teachers.
You can't even trust the party when it comes down to it. This long period of political conditioning created an atmosphere of tension and distrust that is an underlying pervasive force in the modern era.
And this is where that generation today is operating over there in China and some places secretly around the world where they're being rewarded to have this type of behavior. Let me see what else I have down here. Okay, these last two here.
While the system has been likened to an episode of dystopian drama Black Mirror, it's a terrifying, inescapable reality for today's Chinese citizen. Sang described it as Orwellian madness on steroids. The level of control the social credit system gives the government is likely to increase further in coming years as facial recognition software becomes more advanced. There is nowhere to hide.
There's nowhere to hide, Mishpachah. They see everything. Remember I told you, the devil wants to be like the Most High. So he's using technology, demon technology. This is where you're going to see some of the videos I'm going to play next. How they're using this stuff. Go ahead.
And if you're on the run for any reason,
if you're a Hebrew running from these people
as a political dissident, for example, you've got nowhere to go.
But that's what they say. But the Most High has already have a place for you and I to go when it's time to be on the run. And we're going to talk about that later on. Go ahead.
Sang said, the more social credit is expanded, the more control the government has, and the more China moves away from resembling any kind of democratic society. When we get to that point, then there really isn't much privacy or individual freedom or rights left, to Sang told the New Economy.
Okay, let's close out that one now.
So people have to start learning Chinese.
No, you don't have to do that because it's here in America now. Let's read this. Coming soon, America's own social credit system. Just read from the top here.
The new domestic war on terror.
That's what they start off with. That's when the age of enlightenment or the new world order was set in motion in the days of Bush. Okay. Just jump on now to here.
Corporate America will attempt to force the most profound changes our society has seen during the internet era.
So right now we are living in the internet era, the age of information.
Now, people would hear that first line says the new domestic war on terror. Now, being in the military, one of the things that you have to agree on is, deal with anything that is either foreign or domestic. Foreign, but domestic meaning on the soil that you're living on.
Mm-hmm.
You have domestic terror, or the war on terror, meaning that you, the citizens that's walking around, are that domestic terror. Get that in your
Absolutely.
mind, keep
Citizens are the terror.
that- exactly. Just like they have a terror on the backside of a cow right now. Bill Gates has his eye on that. You have to remember that the changes that's coming up will affect everything and everyone in your family.
All right. China's social credit system.
China social credit system is a combination of government and business surveillance that gives citizens a score that can restrict the ability of individuals to take action, such as purchasing plane tickets, acquiring property, or taking loans because of behaviors. Given the position of several major American companies,
Listen carefully.
a similar system may be coming here sooner than you think.
And it's already here. We're going to see that. Okay. All right.
Last week, PayPal announced a partnership with a left-wing Southern Poverty Law Center to investigate the role of white supremacists.
Now, I'm underlining this because it goes down to says, and propagators of anti-government. Do y'all know that being an Israelite, you are considered anti-government already? You are on that list. They already target you already. You are on that list. Okay? Jump down to here.
Facebook is taking similar measures, recently introducing messages that ask users to snitch on their potential extremist friends.
Extremists now, you are also considered an extremist. Even though you are the quote unquote nice, perfect, citizen. You help the old lady cross the street, you pay your taxes, you do all the nice stuff, everything in Jesus' name. Right? You're doing everything good old Christian. They are logging everything that you are connecting, family members and everything. Oh, this person is related to this person. Oh, they know about this.
Digital footprint.
And you are also labeled as an extremist with friends. Continue.
Which considers the platform's bias seems mainly to target the political right. At the same time, Facebook and Microsoft are working with several other web giants and the United Nations on a database to block potential extremist content.
So sometimes when we are putting stuff out and the algorithms, they know exactly what messages that we're putting out, and they block certain things, and they give, you a hard time on YouTube and different platforms. They already have all that stuff lined up already to know who's who.
Young people cannot effectively function in society if blocked from using Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Uber, Amazon, PayPal, Venmo, and other financial transaction systems.
So is that true? Put a 1 in the chat if that's true, that young people cannot effectively function right now if they can't get onto their Facebook.
Uber Eats,
Twitter, Gmail, Amazon, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all these different things. If all that's been blocked, I can't function. Adults too, yeah. Okay. I mean, you'd be looking like, I can't have access to my bank account. I don't know what's there anymore. Think about it, Mishpaka. Some banking, go ahead.
Some banking platforms already have announced a ban on certain legal purchases, such as firearms.
Because they want to take away that amendment to bear arms. That's what they're working on. That's why you see all of these first-person shooters and all kinds of crazy stuff happening.
The creation of a digital dollar would put an exclamation point on a new social credit score. Working in conjunction with major tech companies,
Major tech companies.
citizens not convicted of a crime could lose their ability to transact any business.
So let me explain what's going on here. China has it through the government. America is doing it through business companies. Because we all use different platforms. We all go to different companies to use their services, major tech companies. We're going to see that. Okay?
Just last week, the British government announced its own version of a health social credit system.
And the health department is linked right into that. Go ahead.
China's system was announced only 7 years ago. Considering the growth of algorithms and dependence on tech giants, the ability to track, censor, and eventually punish ordinary citizens will be mind-boggling by 2030.
And we're almost there. 4 years away from the doorstep of 2030. I mean 2026. Let me make sure I do my math right. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I just want to make sure I do my math.
Yep, most people have their head in the sand, not paying attention.
All right, that's it for that. All right, let's move on now. So we're going to look at some more interesting things. So, Mishpachah, we are closer than we think.
Yep.
Oh, look at this beautiful picture right here. Y'all remember the movie Lord of the Rings? We talked about this with Palantir, right? The orb is the tech world's all-seeing eyeball. You know, Satan has his all-seeing eye on the dollar, and you see it on the Ra and Egyptian paintings and stuff. You see it in the occult world. You see it in all kinds of different things. The all-seeing eye. This is the tech world's all-seeing eye. They have two of them, two eyeballs. One made, it's called an orb, and one is called Palantir. Okay, just like Palantir's crystal ball, it's the same dirty eyeball of Satan peeking at you. That's what he's doing. He's looking right at you. You're looking at him, and he's looking at you. We're going to see some things here. Okay, I'll read that for me. AI overview.
World ID is a digital proof of human protocol created by World.
Now, how many of you have heard of the World ID? Put a 1 in the chat if you heard of World ID. Have y'all heard of the World ID before? World ID. Okay, continue. Formerly
World Coin.
Now, I find it interesting that it was called World Coin. What does a coin or money have to do with an ID? It's like they're two different things. But one is an identification means to identify you, and one is currency. Didn't the Bible say buy and sell? Okay. All right, continue. It functions.
It functions as a global privacy preserving digital passport that lets you prove you are a unique real human online without having to reveal your personal identity.
We're going to look at some things here. Let me put this to the side.
I mean, a lot of people probably can't remember growing up.
You post link in the chat?
50, 60 years ago, in the toy aisles, there was this black round ball. It's called a magic 8 ball, where you shake it or you talk to it. Now you actually got the actual.
That's conditioning the children.
Yeah.
See, they put things out for children to play with, and you shake this thing and you talk to it, and you just condition you. We're gonna look at this website here. I'll play the video in a minute so you can see it. But look at this here. A device that verifies you are a unique human. See, now they'll tell you, well, we want to make sure that you're not a robot.
Using a device to detect a human being. Why not use a human being to detect another human?
Magic 8 ball.
That's the magic 8 ball.
And y'all can go look at it on the website. You'll see all the crazy stuff that they have planned for you. Okay? Come into a store near you. All right, let me pull this back here. We can look at the video here. So let me play this one first.
Fair use.
Fair use, fair use. Make it big.
Intended for educational purposes. and
I helped
information.
start a project called WorldCoin a few years ago. And so I've gotten to like learn more about this space.
If you notice, all these tech people can't speak properly. They either have a demon in them or they're on drugs.
If I was reading that way,
What if we sound like that, Mishpaka? Let me start it back.
I helped start a project called WorldCoin a few years ago. And so I've gotten to like learn more about this space. I'm excited about it for the same reasons. I'm excited about Bitcoin too. But I think this idea that we have a global currency that is outside of the control of any government is a super logical and important step on the tech tree.
Yeah. So what he's trying to say is we're trying to have a system around what the Most High has put out already. The prophecy says this is going to happen. We want to make it without it connecting back to that. We want to prove the Most High wrong and we could beat him. But there's no way around what they try to do, Mishpaka. Now let's look at the other video about what world ID is. World coin. Let's see what this is here. Fair use, fair use.
educational purposes.
A quick screen of your iris. That's all it could take to create a digital ID that doesn't reveal your name or other personal data. That's the basis of WorldCoin, a project aiming to create a global network of such identities. More than 2 million people have signed up since its launch by Tools for Humanity, the tech firm that counts the CEO of OpenAI.
Now, you can tell a person is deceitful or sly or crafty because this one guy, he has, if you look him up, he has hundreds of companies under his name. WorldCoin is also World ID, which is also Tool for Humanity, which is also Orb. It's like so many different. So when you try to look for something, you can't really put your finger on it because it's like a shadow moving around. Okay.
Sam Altman as a co-founder. Now to start, you need to scan your eyeballs using an orb like this that's available in more than 30 cities worldwide. In just seconds, a unique online ID is created and digital tokens are issued as a reward. They're not.
Digital tokens are issued as a reward. So he says that U.S. crypto fans are drawn to Altman's WorldCoin orb and they are not sure why, because they're getting paid. You're getting paid. You just
to users in the US due to regulatory concerns. These are also called world coins, with token prices rising above $3.50 on the project's debut before dropping.
I'm making money, even in my sleep. I don't need to do anything except to verify I'm a human.
This is why you would own nothing and be happy, because they're gonna reward you for being a good citizen.
Part of WorldCoin's mission is to tackle challenges arising from AI, like deepfakes and bots.
It first ensures that whatever is interacting with the device is an actual human being. The data control is with the user, and there's no centralized entity that actually has the information of who you are, where you're from, all of these things.
Lies.
WorldCoin has already sparked plenty of controversy, not least because fallen FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried was one of its early backers. There's also debate
He's missing his jail or what was it?
I don't know, it's crazy people, man.
over whether sensitive data are being safely handled.
How they protect a user's privacy is quite questionable. Their protocol is not really public.
WorldCoin says paying participants is a step toward a crypto-based universal basic income. However, it's faced criticism from the likes of MIT for targeting consumers in the developing world first.
So there are a lot of vulnerable people probably feel very inclined to participate, not because they really want to participate, but because they don't really have a lot of other income.
And then those who they'll tell you, we don't want to participate. And then those people who are speaking out, they end up going missing. and they get replaced, and then a year later, oh, MIT is supporting this stuff. Didn't we just hear last week MIT said that they don't want to support it?
Yeah,
and now this week they're supporting it. Where's the guy that was talking about it? We don't know.
They're missing. There are a bunch of missing scientists right now here in the U.S. and all in China.
Okay, let me pull up. You said Psalms 58.
Psalms 58, verse 3.
Okay, the book of Psalms.
And as you watch these videos and they start doing things, always remember this scripture when it comes to mind. Okay, it's very important. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb.
Mm-hmm.
They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
That's what they do. They speak lies. They'll tell you, oh, you can't be tracked. Oh, this is this and this is that. They're lying to you. They know exactly what they're doing. Okay, let me go to the next slide now. And you see down here, it says, let me pull this one up here. This is from Time Magazine. It says, the orb will see you now.
Yep.
See that right there, Mr. Prakash?
May 27th.
The orb will see you now.
A year later.
We don't have to read this, but
How come it doesn't have two eyes?
it's
all seeing eye.
It's sitting, yeah, it's sitting looking right at you.
It's on the dollar. Yep, on the dollar bill, right, Elder?
You looking and sitting looking right at you. There it is right there, see? Sam Altman's project World ID 4.0 will make you verify your humanity in the AI era. Aren't we living in the AI era, Mishpaka? Okay. What we're talking about right now, any day now, will become mandatory globally because companies are going to require certain things to be coming out. And then from that, the governments make it official because the governments contract the companies and the governments pay these companies. Before you know it, you're just like China.
I mean, from the terraforming of the earth to the biogenetics and the biofoods and the vaccines and everything, humanity is probably not going to be a word that is going to be, or human or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be questionable who you are.
All right, this is The Economist. Y'all remember this newspaper? This is back in the 80s. All right, this is The Economist. Go ahead and read that for me. Over the past
few months, shiny metallic orbs have materialized cities around the world, from New York to Berlin to Tokyo.
So every place in around the world, the orb is present. They are using it. It hasn't been mandatory as yet, but the companies are testing out a variety of ways of implementing it. Okay, go ahead.
Its creators hail the orbs as revolutionary devices ushering in a new era of global humanity and financial stability. Its detractors slam them as invasive, dystopian, and exploitive. Welcome to the rollout of WorldCoin.
So WorldCoin, if you notice how they label these things. Now, on a side note, I remember back in the day when the airline companies had their own companies. But I can't remember what year it came out. I want to say 97 or 98, around that time. American Airlines was the first company to form One World Alliance. And then under that, you have Air this and Air that and Air France and Air Canada, Air Jamaica, all these different companies under there. Mm-hmm. And you see that One World sticker on it. Yep. We are being conditioned.
Yep.
Soon from now, you're going to see all the airlines fall under the One World Alliance. Because Delta right now is not under that alliance. They have their own alliance. So watch and see, Mr. Prakash.
And if you really pay attention to the FIFA upcoming cup, you look at the feet of this phoenix, this bird, the ball is being held by those same feet.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the rollout of WorldCoin, an AI meets crypto project from OpenAI founder Sam Altman that has stirred endless controversy. The startups use orbs to scan people's eyes in exchange for a digital ID and possibly some cryptocurrency, depending on on what country they live in.
And you can see it right here. The money is gone. That's what this means. The money has been transformed into a phoenix of digital coins. Okay? This has a lot of symbology that we'll talk about another time. Have y'all ever heard of the term singularity? If you haven't, read that for me.
The term singularity most prominently refers to the technological singularity, a hypothetical future point in time when artificial intelligence advanced so rapidly that it surpassed human control.
This is called the age of the beast. We're going to see that. Prophecy is fulfilling right before your eyes.
This explosive intelligence growth would fundamentally and unpredictably alter human civilization.
It's going to change what we know as normal to something different. All those movies that they've been conditioning you over the years, Minority Report, Star Wars, Star Trek, The Jetsons, you name it. The list is long. They have been conditioning you for years to get normalized understanding these things. So when you start seeing it, you're like, oh. Like who would taught back in the Elder? Let me ask you a question. When you was growing up, Elder, would you have imagined of using FaceTime today? Look at the phone and you can talk to your family member across the world in current time.
When I was living, we had.
You got the mic.
We had how do you call it? Telegraph. Yeah.
Some of us don't know what is Elder.
In those, they used to have the like telephone wire passing through. They have the thing at the station, and they have the office. You want to telegraph somebody and things like that, but all this thing gone.
Gone.
Gradually, that's why they have the young people today. They have the school teaching them the system. So all this thing that going on now, sooner or later, maybe months from now, this thing going to finish.
Video chat.
Yeah. All right, we're going to look at some things here now. Let me pull this aside. Look at another video. Very interesting.
Fair use.
Fair use, fair use.
Educational purposes only.
Okay.
Tell you where I think things are going to go, which is that we're not going to have a phone, or in the traditional sense. Essentially, you'll have AI on the server side communicating to an AI on.
So he said you won't have no more cell phones. So you won't have no more cell phones like this. You'll have AI talking in your head. So you'll have a little demon whispering in your ears. Y'all ready for that, Mr. McCall?
Yep.
Let me go back a minute so you can hear it again.
Tell you where I think things are going to go, which is that we're not going to have a phone, or in the traditional sense. Essentially, you'll have AI on the server side communicating to an AI on your device, formerly known as a phone, and generating real-time video of anything that you could possibly want. And I think that there won't be operating systems, there won't be apps.
So if there's no apps, what will people use? Like, will X still exist? Will there be email platforms, or will you get everything through AI?
You'll get everything through AI.
Everything through AI. What will be the benefit of that, as opposed to having individual apps?
Whatever you can think of, or really whatever the AI can anticipate you might want, it'll show you.
Imaginations is what they go off of.
What kind of time frame are we talking about here?
It's probably 5 or 6 years, something like that. Tell you where I think.
Now, if you look at this video, this was last year. He said this.
2030.
2030.
Last year.
Yes. All right.
I sent you.
You sent me something?
I sent you something that we can just pull up.
Okay, let me see. Go ahead.
Yeah, I sent you something that you can pull up, and basically what this is that you're gonna share. We're not gonna read it, but it connects what you talked about with the ID system that they're pushing, right? And also they're connecting that with universal income. Remember, they've been talking about that universal income for a long time.
Yes.
They want to eliminate what do you call it? The minimum wage, and they want to put a flat thing for everybody. Well, just think about it. If they implement the AI system, which the data centers and all that stuff is all about, right? And then they've been testing this blockchain thing, Bitcoin and all that stuff. And then the people who are talking about those technologies are also talking about like it says here, optimistic plan would pair universal legal identity, who you are, like you show with that orb, with basic income program. And the people that are behind that thing, this is the same language of the mark of the beast, that you will not be able to buy or sell. So if you want to be able to have all your bills taken care of, you got to accept this thing. You got to go into the system. Otherwise, it's over for you.
Yeah, this is the part where in the other article I had, it talked about the UN. This is what they have here. See, it said right here, the human identity card. That's what that is. So it does tie back right to that World ID thing. All right, let's look at this video here. Fair use, fair use.
Neuralink is unlocking the power of your mind. No screens, no hands, just thought. Elon Musk isn't just building tech, he's changing how humans and machines connect. The real goal is to merge human intelligence with technology. Your brain speaks in signals, Neuralink turns them into action. Every spark inside your head holds a story, Neuralink listens to it. It hears your brain's whispers and turns them into digital movement. Every idea starts as a light in your neurons, Neuralink catches that spark. Your brain is an electrical storm, Neuralink learns to ride the lightning. It decodes pure thought and makes it real. You imagine and machines obey, that's the future Neuralink is building. A chip smaller than a dime built to change the human race. Hair-thin threads connect your mind directly to the digital world. No wires, no delay, your thoughts move freely through the air. It runs on your body's own power, alive, silent, efficient. Neuralink's AI learns how you think until your thoughts feel limitless. A robot surgeon installs the chip with perfect accuracy. No human error, just flawless robotic precision. You feel nothing, you sleep, and you wake up enhanced. It stays inside for years, quietly upgrade.
Now, notice what he says. You get enhanced. What do we call a person that is enhanced?
Cyborg.
We grew up watching them. Superheroes. We grew up watching them. Cyborg, Superman, Batman, Iron Man, Avengers. They're conditioning, so the younger generation is like, ooh, I don't have to worry about, take a test. I could just think and I got the answer right away. Calculate anything, know exactly where everything's at. I know everything. I have it all in my head.
You already tested that.
Neuralink?
No, the whole program that we're looking at in the Marshall Islands.
Yes.
The world first crypto-based universal income. That's in the Marshall Islands.
Okay, so if you find the same article.
Yeah,
Let me finish play this here.
Your mind. You look the same, but your mind is now something more. A monkey played a video game using nothing but thought. A man moved a cursor with his mind and changed history. Neuralink could give movement back to those who've lost it. It might restore sight, giving vision to the blind. The first step to mind-controlled computers has already begun. Imagine walking again just by thinking stand. A calm mind at the flip of a signal, that's mental healing redefined. Depression could fade, replaced by balance in every thought. You could learn anything instantly directly into your brain.
If you notice how they're speaking, this is what you call serpent talk. They're not telling you this is what's going to happen. Like the Most High says, you shall surely die. Satan comes and says, what? What did Satan tell Eve? See, he gives you that gray area is like, maybe might not. So when this guy's speaking, you'll hear he always says, possible, maybe. It's never 100%.
One day your mind will replace your phone forever connected. Soon you'll browse the web with pure thought. You'll speak to others' mind to mind, no words needed. Your memories could live forever stored in digital eternity. When AI meet.
What a wonderful world.
Yep. That's right.
That's what they want you to believe. I got one more video here and then we're gonna move on. What y'all think so far, Mishpachah? Y'all ready for that world?
Fair use.
Fair use, fair use.
The smartphone you can't live without today? Did you know that in the next 5 to 10 years, this device might completely disappear? There was a time when Nokia and BlackBerry were a big part of our lives. Today, they are history. So the real question is, if there is no phone, how will we talk? Where will we watch Facebook, YouTube, or Google? Today, we take you into a future where smartphones no longer exist. Look around you. Smartphones made life easier, but at the same time, they trapped our eyes, our necks, and even our minds. We are not using our phones anymore. Phones are using us.
Everybody's in a form of worship.
Head down, yep. Form of worship, yep. Oh, yeah.
That's why tech giants like Apple and Meta and leaders like Elon Musk believe humans should move away from screens, not deeper into them. And that's why a new generation of hands-free technology is being created. The first real replacement for smartphones is augmented reality, also known as AR glasses. They look just like normal glasses.
This is why we've been teaching you all to put on the Hebrew lenses, but we want to put on the Gentiles lenses to see what they see.
Mm-hmm.
How are we supposed to know what the Most High wants us to see if we're wearing other people's glasses?
But while you walk, directions appear right in front of your eyes, like Google Maps. When a friend calls, you don't need to touch your phone. Their message or 3D avatar appears right on the glass. That's why companies like Apple and Meta are investing billions of dollars, because they believe this is the next step after smartphones. But smart glasses are just the beginning. The real revolution is happening inside the human brain. Elon Musk's company, Neuralink, is developing a brain chip that connects directly to the human brain. You won't even need to speak. You just think, and your thoughts turn into messages. Blind people may be able to see again.
See?
Paralyzed people could move robotic arms using only their thoughts. It may sound like science fiction, but successful human trials of
So I guess now the Bible will be not voided because you don't have to. There's no tick up your bed and follow me. There's no dip in the river. There's no praying and fasting. You just sit back, close your eyes. Come on, Kiefer, sit back, close your eyes. You get all the messages right away. You could see Rebbe in your head. The tubes. The snake system, Melda? Yeah.
That is something that Elon Musk presented to the world. Okay.
Brain chips have already begun. So the question is simple. Are we moving toward
Look how beautiful that looks. That's beautiful, huh? Everybody wants to be in a place like this.
a completely new human evolution? Will a world without smartphones
Look at her. She's happy.
be a blessing for humanity or the beginning of total control? Would you be willing to place a chip inside your own human brain? Share your thoughts.
All right, that's all we need for that. Yes, Mishpachah. This is where we're headed, okay? Revelations 13, verse 13, 14, and 15. Let's
And he
read.
doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
How is he, and who is he that's doing these great wonders? How is he going to do these great wonders, Mishpachah? Technology. artificial intelligence. Continue.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth.
So the them, Mishpachah, does not include you if you're keeping Torah. If you're not keeping Torah, you will be included in the them that dwell on the earth.
About two sets of people.
That's right.
One is them, and the other one is the Israelites.
Yep.
By the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beasts, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beasts, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
So I'm just wondering, I don't want to say anything yet, but it's a certain individual who always getting injured or, and then he getting healed and we don't know. These are things to look at, Mishpachah, okay? Just saying. Okay, verse 15.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Same story, different time. Nebuchadnezzar had the same thing. He didn't bow down when you hear the beautiful instruments. It was going to put you in the fire. Now this image is going to be able to speak. Because, see, all of the images, all of the idols, all of the statues, all of these false gods at one time couldn't do anything. And they were being laughed at. But you remember the class you showed, Rebbe, with the little toy thing that they had wind up that was moving? Mm-hmm. The little monk priest thing? Yeah. So the technology was always, the idea was always there. But now, Mishpachah, this beast will be able to move, talk, speak, and function because artificial intelligence is going to be running through its veins. We're going to see a lot of that. Mm-hmm. The Canadian press says the New World ID, proof of human for the AI era, scales across the digital platforms people and businesses use what? Every day. On the World Economic Forum, the WEF says identity in a digital world, a new chapter in the social contract. Doesn't that sound like China stuff?
Yeah, it's all connected.
Read that for me.
The World Economic Forum, WEF, is developing collaborative privacy, preserving digital identity framework to help individuals securely navigate the modern digital economy.
In other words, we are merging with the digital ID system. That's what they're saying. Continue.
Rather than creating a single global identification card, the WEF's digital ID initiative focus on policies and technologies that empower users with control over how their personal data is shared.
So you'll be happy. That's what they're saying here. We will empower you to be happy when we control you. Mm-hmm. You want to say something?
You got to pull us up for a little after.
Okay.
All right, you got to give the got a hope.
Okay. This one here?
Yeah.
Am I playing something?
It's supposed to be
a picture?
Yeah, well, you can play it if anything, but yeah, you can scroll down just to show people. All right, just open up the thing. It's just a little after, because you see the Muslims go up a little bit. Has a cow to sacrifice. It's called a Trump cow. You see the yellow hair? Mm-hmm. You see what it looks like? The buffalo is nearly 4 years old, right? And for the Muslim feast, it says, but Donald Trump, it's called Donald Trump, right, is set to be slaughtered within weeks at the Muslim country, as the Muslim country prepares for the festival of Eid al-Adha. You see that? So there's a cow. There's a cow look at that. The Trump cow. It's pink, blonde hair, Festival of sacrifice. What do you think, Kiefer?
I think that's very good. I mean, not too long ago there was a golden statue that was commemorated by a person of color that's supposed to be a pastor, and he was very happy about it. I guess across the world they said, forget it about that golden statue. We're gonna actually give you the cow, and the cow is gonna actually look like the dude.
Hey,
I'm sure Bill Gates.
they know exactly what they're dealing with there.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Muslims, Bangladesh Muslims. Our fair use.
Do you see any of the little alerts about the new iPhone update? Guess what? It's going to let you add your passport to your Apple Wallet. It creates something called a digital ID.
And don't think that this is just Apple, Mishpaka. Google is doing it. What's the other one? Samsung. All the other phones, companies out there, Motorola, you name it. They're all doing the same thing. All right?
You can use whenever you need to show ID, including at the airport, to get on domestic flights, for a lot of things. And it sounds super nifty and so convenient. Everything in one place. Well, if you think that, you must have more trust in big tech safeguarding your privacy than I do. But at least here in the United States, this idea of a digital ID is optional, at least for now.
You hear what she says? At least for now is optional. Okay? This is why they're getting you used to all of these banking apps. They give you free money. They pay you 2 weeks in advance before you can get paid, and all kinds of incentives they give you. I see people like, yeah, I'm getting all kinds of stuff. Setting you up for failure. That's what they're doing.
In the UK, it looks like the digital ID will soon be mandatory, at least if you want to work.
This government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament.
Remember, now, this was in September when he said this. The news that we're listening, this is last year, November, that she's reporting this. So I went back just to show you what was there before we go to what is now, okay?
Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID.
You will not.
It's as simple as that.
Simple.
Well, it's not simple. And you notice it's at the Global Progress meeting. Well,
yeah, let me go back there a little bit because a lot of people missed that. Right here. See in the background it says Global Progress, what? Activity. So it starts in one place, but they're pushing it globally. That's right, Elder.
Kingdom, if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
Well, it's not simple. And you notice it's at the Global Progress meeting. Well, it's not simple, and it's being pushed by people in high places and with big tech connections, like former PM Tony Blair. And the digital...
Tony Blair.
So this is the same channel that is supporting the orange president.
Yep.
Right? They're not going to make that connection to him because remember, he was the one bringing these big techies into the house. Right? You can't speak against the orange president. These people are the ones who defend him. So they're being slick.
Yep.
Agent 47.
You know exactly as I said, they speak on one side.
ID debate has caused an uproar among the Brits, concerns about privacy, civil liberties, perhaps geofencing, tracking, social credit systems, well, a lot of nefarious motives. But tech billionaires Bill Gates and Larry
Look at that smile. Beautiful smile.
Oh, yeah.
Shalom.
Ellison, they're totally on board.
The NHS in the UK has an incredible amount of population data, but it's fragmented. It's not easily accessible by these AI models. We have to take all of this data we have in our country and move it into a single, if you will, unified data platform.
A unified data platform.
That's where to have these data centers coming into play. That's been drinking up all the water all over the place. And this is just the beginning of the next phase, Stargate phase, Mr. Picard.
Well, what could possibly go wrong with that? Independent journalist Michael Schellenberger has been digging into the digital ID issue. He just released a lengthy piece on this on his Substack called Public. He joins us now with his thoughts. Michael, look, the argument is it's like this will help thwart illegal immigration, ID fraud, streamline healthcare services. Sounds fantastic. What the heck's the problem?
Right. Hey, great to be with you, Laura. Yeah, I mean, another conspiracy theory that has started coming true. I mean, we saw this announcement in September. It took everybody by surprise. The World Economic Forum had been pushing digital IDs, the United Nations, the European Union, Britain. Of course, the really terrifying example is China, which uses digital IDs and a social...
You see how he quickly just says all those names? And just fly right over your head? Some countries he named? You'll see.
Credit score to control speech and to control what people think and say online. I mean, it could come in a lot of different ways. They'll start voluntary, then they'll make it mandatory. They'll have rewards, and then they'll have punishments. It's quite terrifying. And when you just listen to what the advocates for digital IDs say, it's terrifying. And, you know, Laura, one thing I learned from this last round of investigations is that this is a huge cybersecurity threat. The idea that, I mean, imagine if you get hacked in one of the many websites that you log into. Imagine everything suddenly being hacked because it's all centralized in a...
And that's what they want to push. They pay these hackers to break into the system so they can fix all those issues. So in the end, they'll tell you there's no problems. We're all good to go. Yep. Create chaos to have control.
Single place. That cybersecurity threat alone ought to be enough to kill the digital ID. But again, this is potentially digital totalitarianism.
Well, remember China hacked into, I think it was Office of Personnel Management, and got, you know, untold numbers of government workers' records, their home addresses, phone numbers, Social Security. I mean, that's the U.S. government. Like, we're supposed to be the most secure system around. So that's an issue. But, you know, the argument also... Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, that's all we need from
that.
I
was just...
That's all we need from that one.
Sam's 58.3.
All right, let's move on. China and Trump. Uh-oh. This is what you was talking about. Yeah. All right. I'm play a video this now. The question I want to ask Mr. Picard is, why was this visit important? Let me see in the chat. What do y'all think this visit was about? Tariffs? Business? What was this visit about?
Janet Jackson said control.
Let me play this video and then we'll answer that question. Let's see, where's this video at? Right here. All right. Fair use, fair use.
Fair use.
Welcome back to Beijing. Mr. President, thanks for the time. Thank you. You know, you've said that this summit is a success. As you get ready to head back to Washington, what's the most significant, specific thing you walk away from here?
Now, I cut this up smaller to get to the important parts, because you know how he is already. He talks about Joe Biden and all kinds of crazy stuff.
For the U.S.
I think the most important thing is relationship. It's all about relationship. I have a very good relationship with President Xi and with China. And it sounds like something that doesn't mean anything, but it's everything. And deal making and problems we've solved.
Feel more or less?
So he has a good relationship with China, but out in the media they talk about war and all this other stuff. So which is it? Do they have a good relationship, or are they really fighting behind the scenes, or are they sitting down and smoking a cigar and shooting the I know they work together. Confederate. That's the key,
Secure after your meetings with President Xi.
Neutral. Neutral. This
Has
been
the
going on for
policy
years.
changed at all?
No, nothing's
U.S.
changed.
policy.
No, nothing's changed. I will say this: I'm not looking to have somebody
Nothing's
go
changed.
independent, and we're supposed to travel 9,500 miles to fight a war. I'm not looking for that. I want them to cool down. I want China to cool down.
But you're waiting on approving billions of dollars of weapons for Taiwan.
That's right.
Is that
I'm
moving
hoping-
forward?
Well, I haven't approved it yet. We're going to see what happens.
What are you looking
I may
for?
do it. I may not do it.
Yeah, what's your hinge point?
Well, I'm not going to say that, but I may do it. I may not do it. But we're not looking to have wars, and if you kept it the way it is, I think China's going to be okay with that.
On AI, was there any agreement about any kind of guardrails that China and the U.S. might agree to so that AI doesn't go crazy and
Well,
take
we
over
talked
the world?
about it. Yeah, we talked about it. Look, AI is mostly a great thing. Mostly.
So the question I asked earlier, let me minimize this a minute. Remember I asked this question, Mr. Carr. Why was this visit important? Was it about tariffs or something else? It was about AI, Mr. Carr. We're going to see. It was about artificial intelligence. We're going to see some more stuff here in a minute.
And we're leading China. We talked about that. We're leading China by a lot. I gave the right for AI to build their own electric producing plants. That's a big deal. They can manufacture their own electricity now, which we could never have gotten from the grid. And now you have these very rich companies headed by lots of geniuses building electric plants. Because of that, we are leading China by a lot in the AI race. Now, it's mostly the two of us. Other nations are in it, but mostly. And whoever wins the AI race, and we're going to win it. I mean, if we're smart, we're going to win it. If we're not smart, we're not.
If you understand what the race is about, you'll know it's not about who's better than who.
The U.S. have more data centers than everybody in the world. China has probably around 200 to 300. They have more people. India have around 200, and they have more people. But the U.S., with the least amount of people, has the most data centers. Look it up.
Yeah, I always revert back to this movie, the one with Eddie Murphy, Trading Places.
Okay.
Trading Places. I'll revert back to this movie because this is exactly what they do behind closed doors. China is betting $1 to the United States. We can build AI be better than you before you. America's like, I bet you $1 behind closed doors. And you see the chaos that they cause between the nations, but they are confederate together to see who can bring out the mark of the beast system first. This is what they're pushing.
But we're leading by a lot. We talked about that last night. President Xi was very surprised at how well we've done with AI because they thought, when it started, they took this gigantic lead. And we now we are substantially ahead of them in AI.
But do you think there'll be some buy-in, set up guardrails or something?
I think there could be. We talked about it. But, at the same time, we're competing. So it's a little hard to say, oh, gee, we're competing with each other and we're going to put guardrails. It really doesn't work that way too much. Space Force, which I created, has got cameras, 9 different cameras in space on that site. We know everybody that moves there. We can read the name of a person. We can if his name is Mohammed something, and most of them are Mohammed, you can guess about 50% right. We can read his name right on his tag from space. It's the most amazing thing. Anybody that goes near that space, we have it tagged. They haven't done anything there, and if they did, we would hit them very hard. So.
Yeah, they boast about those things. I mean, the Palantir system and the different things that they use, but they can't find out who's trafficking. They can't find out about what's going on with the Epstein file. They can't do because all these things work together. And don't be fooled by all this game. I mean, if you watch, there's so many things that they have to show you what they're doing. They got to show you the hand. If they don't show you the hand, they can't proceed forward. You got to remember that. Get yourself out of these 15-minute cities. I can't say it more than enough. Find yourself a piece of land or some place where you can grow your food, get your water together and live. Don't get tied down, because once you get trapped, I'm sorry.
And we're going to mention something about that on that note about having your own, because in Egypt, what Kiefer just mentioned, the same thing applied in Egypt, and I'm going to show you that. I'm going to come back to that so I can show you how that was achieved, okay?
Those 15-minute cities, picture yourself on that cruise ship you can't get off.
All right, AI overview, read that for me.
For his state visit to China, Donald Trump brought a delegation of over a dozen high-profile American business leaders, while 17 CEOs accompanied him on the trip. Only 2, Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk, and NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, received coveted seats, traveling directly with him on board Air Force One, according to Al Jazeera.
Now, this is just a few of the names. Tim Cook from Apple.
Larry Fink from BlackRock. Steven Schwarzman from Blackstone. David Solomon from Goldman Sachs. Kelly Ortberg from Boeing. Dana Powell McCormick from Meta.
Majority of these are the issue factors, okay? Now,
little hats.
The question is, why was these people there? These are all tech or major company personnel that deal with their, like for example, Apple. We already know what Apple is about.
Mm-hmm.
BlackRock, we talked about that in previous classes, and Blackstone. Those are the ones right above the Epsteins of the world. Those are the ones who control the money flow. Goldman's and Sachs, Boeing, military, and Meta, which also is the other side. That's the Google side. So you have Apple and Google. That's the two, the left and the right hand of technology. This is why he went over to China. It had nothing to do with no tariffs and none of that stuff. That's all a front. Again, it's preparing the one world system. China has that system already in play. The UK is getting ready. They're about to test. January just passed. We're in May right now. January, February, March, April, May. That's 5 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they have implemented the digital ID, or else you can't work, you can't buy, you can't sell.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it, Mishpaka. It's coming to a city near you, because these companies are there to invest in that. Read that one for me. BlackRock boss.
BlackRock boss believes digital verification is key in vision for capital.
So this guy here, Larry the Fink, is putting his dollars in digital verification. That's the same world, the world coin, the same world ID, the same global identification, the same digital ID. Whatever word you want to call it, it's all the same thing, Mishpaka. Elon Musk.
Elon Musk's X to collect biometric information, job history.
And these are just some little highlights I was putting there so y'all can see for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on here. Americans are asked to snitch on each other during the COVID crisis. Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
There was paying people to snitch. If you went outside, if you wasn't 6 feet apart, if you went to work, the government was paying people to snitch.
Shame.
Remember, it was in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
That people were getting locked up and all kinds of stuff for that.
Oh yeah.
Daniel 6 and 5.
Then said these men, "We shall not find any occasion against this Daniel."
Why couldn't they find any occasion against Daniel? Because Daniel did what? Kept the law, statutes, and commandments.
Except we find it against him concerning the law of his God.
So just like how with Esther, when Haman was like, if we put something into practice where if they don't follow what we say, then we can get them.
Yep.
If we put into play that They can't pray. They can't go here. They can't worship. They can't do these things. We are going to get them. Nothing is new, Mishpachah. Same old script that the devil is using. Every captivity. Roman captivity, Constantine. Yep. This is where Christianity is birthed out of. We want you to stop doing anything that is Hebrew and bring in all of this other pagan practices. China's social credit system awards points to citizens who conform. So when you behave good, we pay you. We give you some good dollars.
Good for goodness sake.
Yes. So what did Job do? This is the question I'm going to ask. What did Job do? Remember, Daniel didn't do anything wrong, but he prayed 3 times a day, faced the east, and he prayed to the Most High. This is where the Muslims get that practice from, because Abraham did the same thing. That praying 3 times a day to the east, that's what they get that from. They pray towards Black Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where Job was also accused by the accuser. Moses says, haven't you considered my servant Job? He's perfect. He didn't do nothing. You want to say something?
Show the Mishpachah
Okay.
how the world's going to look pretty soon, the landscape for this whole AI system that they're building. This is how.
Grab the mic.
Yeah, Mishpachah, take a look at how the landscape, the proposal that they're going to have the landscape look. Just take a look at that. Make it a little bit bigger, Brother Shay. I want you all to see how beautiful that landscape is going to look in the future. Not green grass. Look at that. Fields and fields of solar panels for the AI system, right? It's called a solar farm. Look at that.
Yeah, beautiful.
Imagine you're driving through the countryside. You're not seeing any more beautiful daisies and antelope or whatever it is.
Digital trees.
All you see is a bunch of nonsense. Look at that. I mean, those things are covering for acres and acres and acres. Look at that. This is the world. This is the world.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go to the next one here. AI overview. The United States is highly... Now, notice how AI spins this, Mishpachah. You remember I told you, it's the companies that are doing it. The United States is highly unlikely to adopt a centralized government mandated social credit system like China. Due to strict constitutional privacy protections, decentralized legal systems, and a cultural emphasis on individual liberties. But remember what Kiefer said, lies upon lies. But this is how they get you. However, when you see the word however, that means you pause.
It's possibilities.
You put the little comma. It's a pause for an effect that's coming up. However, the private sector already uses fragmented, decentralized scoring systems that resemble aspects of social credit. Remember the article I showed you, coming soon, America's own social credit system? They are practicing this through the companies. All of the major tech companies are doing this. And before you know it, everything is going to be a subscription. Everything is going to be not have the ability to own anything. And then they're going to require you to have that digital stuff in order to have access to it.
Yep.
Right now, you're just getting conditioned to pay your $9.95 or your $14.95 or your $8.99 or whatever you pay for whatever subscriptions. Later on, it's all going to be free to you. Not free, free. And when you get that, you have to have the digital ID to have that.
Right.
All right, before I go to this slide, let me go back here. I'm going to play one more video, and then we're going to get into some scripture here to kind of bring everything together. Now, we're not going to watch this whole video here. We're going to watch a little piece of it. Fair use, fair use.
So some people believe that everything that's happening in the world right now was actually predicted thousands of years ago. There's a passage in the Bible written almost 2,000 years ago, Revelation 13, verse 17. It says a mark will be required, placed on your right hand or your forehead, and without that mark, you cannot buy and you cannot sell. This is called the mark of the beast. And for most of human history, people assumed that this was just a metaphor from the Bible, kind of symbolic message that ancient texts used to describe power and controls in ways that people could visualize at that time, because obviously nobody could imagine the technology that would make this possible today. But if you're paying attention to the world and everything that's going on today, it almost seems like everything we're watching is part of some manufactured crisis, a transition in human history with a new opportunity to centralize power.
We are now moving from the industrial age to the intelligent.
Did y'all get a chance to see the devil? Put it back, reverse it back just a little bit. I don't think y'all seen what the devil looks like.
Yeah. We are now moving.
See him? Y'all see Satan?
Yep.
Look at him.
Yeah. That looks
From
like
the industrial age
that looks like the same
to the intelligent.
the same character from your last class that we had. That was like O'Shea said. That was the wooden character. Yeah, after immersion, if you go back to that class.
Age. We are living in the transition to a new time, which will change everything. It will change how we communicate, how we work, how we live. But now in this new age, the base will be knowledge, data, and intelligence.
Keyword knowledge. That's Garden of Eden talk. Knowledge.
Knowledge shall be increased.
Twice.
Insights.
Now, in the modern world, people call this prophecy the digital control grid. And I know how it sounds conspiratorial, but I want to show you some things that are actually happening right now.
Sam's 58.
In 2025, a company co-founded by Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, started deploying a device called the Orb. It's a silver sphere about the size of a bowling ball, and what it does is it scans the iris of your eye to get what's called your biometric signature.
Remember,
it's the one thing about your
remember in the movie the Matrix also what's the other one with Tom Cruise?
Minority Report.
Minority Report. The orb was flying, it was moving around, and it would look at you in your face. I don't know if you remember that.
Yep.
body that's completely unique to you and can never be changed. Now, in exchange for that scan, you will get something called a World ID, which is a digital proof.
I was laughing at Kiefer and Shalawa says, this is why I wear shades. This is why I wear shades. So nothing won't fly around looking in your eyes.
That you are a real human being. As of right now, over
Hold on,
18 million.
Let me pull it back a little bit. I think y'all missed that. This is why they have to make sure that you are real. That's what they're saying.
Be changed. Now, in exchange for that scan, you will get something called a World ID, which is a digital proof that you are a real human being. As of right now, over 18 million people have already done this voluntarily. Why would they do that? It's because in a world of AI and robots, how do you prove you're actually a real person? This is how. The World ID is now being integrated into apps like Tinder, DocuSign, Zoom, Shopify, and dozens of other platforms.
Hear what he says. They're doing it through these platforms.
Buy or sell.
And you are not even realizing that they're conditioning the masses to be accustomed to using these systems. This is Whole Foods.
Sam Altman has said that proof of human will eventually...
Y'all remember the screen here? How many of y'all have seen the screen?
Yeah, I was looking at the same thing. They do that purposely to get people conditioned.
Condition, that's the whole point. Get you normalized of saying, I'm not a robot. And then it says, well, how do we know you're not a robot? Put in this code. Okay, now we got to scan. It's all planned, Mishpaka. Conditioning.
be required, by every website, every app, every transaction on the internet.
People are really going to need this and really going to need to do this in a privacy preserving way. So World ID is our effort at that. And our goal is to make World ID be this new proof of human for the internet.
At the same time, the United States passed something called the Genius Act, which is a law that creates the legal framework for stablecoins, aka digital dollars. And what makes a stablecoin different from the cash in your bank account is that it can be programmed. It can be given rules. Rules about where it can be spent, on what and when it expires, and whether it works outside a certain area.
See, conditioning you. Who uses bitcoins and those stuff, Ms. Rika? In the chat. Come on, let's see who uses bitcoins.
The World Economic Forum is also now arguing that water, soil, and even the air we breathe needs to be assigned a financial value.
You hear that? Everything has to have a dollar behind of it so they can charge you for it.
It needs to have a price, and it needs to be measured.
Now we need to put the economics of water, not only in terms of monetary values, but also in terms of governance, in terms of recognizing water as a commons that we now need to manage as a broad systems approach.
This is where the data centers come into play. This is where when they talk about this place that don't have enough fresh water here, or this has a crisis on this section over here. If you go back some years back, Michigan had a problem with water. Flint, Michigan. Y'all remember that? That was all planned by design. When you look into it,
yep, brown water,
all that stuff they're doing.
If we're going to protect natural systems, one of the solutions is to bring nature onto the balance sheet, to bring nature into the ways that decisions are made within business, to allocate a value to it and to bring it into accounting and financial mechanisms.
So you want to go to the beach? Charge you. Want to fish? Charge you.
Water is going to be the new gold.
You can't collect water?
Remember that.
We'll
Water
find you.
Will be the new gold. You know, think about this. In the movie, The Book of Eli, water was a very, very important source. Every person that go out to Abu Dhabi or wherever they Dubai or whatever, they don't have no water over there. They have to use water that is
pumped in
or
desalinized.
Exactly.
Desalinization.
So
Yeah. Salt.
think about that. So while you live in these 15-minute cities, like I said, take a drive by your local water source of the water and sewer system and see that smell that you smell. Yes, that's the water that is filtered and
water.
recycled, and there's nothing in that water that's good. Basically, seriously think about it. They found all kind of different bodily fluids, things from COVID, a lot of stuff in that water that's been recycled over and passed back as good water. So, think about all that while you live in these cities with city water and different things. All right.
Basically means the air and water should not be freely accessible. They should be a financial asset. And while all of this is happening, there's been a huge build out of cameras, satellites, cell towers, and AI data centers in communities all across the world. Now, some of this framework was brought to light by Catherine Austin Fitts, who used to be the Assistant Secretary of Housing under President Bush. And she talks about a specific plan of how this is going to look like. She says that there's 3 parts that are being built that have never existed before in human history.
So there are 3 sort of pillars that I track.
Listen carefully.
One is the programmable money, and that's what we at Solari are trying to stop. The second is
So this is the serpent speaking. They're telling you the plan, but they're telling you, oh, we don't really want to do it. We want to stop it, but this is what we have to build. Let me go back again. You hear what she says?
Are being built that have never existed before in human history.
So there are 3 sort of pillars that I track. One is the programmable money, and that's what we at Solari are trying to stop. The second is the digital ID, because you need digital ID systems that are interoperable globally, and then the local hardware. And those are sort of the three pillars.
Programmable money, the global digital identity system, and the surveillance hardware to enforce both of those systems. And she said,
all knowing, all seeing. This is why all the cameras are going up every single where. That's why they're giving you ring cameras. They're promoting ring cameras. You get this and you get a free ring camera. Phones have the best cameras on it now. Everything has a camera. And your cars have cameras. You know what? You have some dumb criminals that they go steal these new cars and not realizing that the cars are recording. Every time the car starts or something comes around the car, it starts to record automatically in the bumpers, in the windshield, in the mirror. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of these newer vehicles all have. Look it up for me. It's a term where when it's activated by motion or something, it activates and it records automatically.
Sensor, yeah, that's motion sensor
that they have on these new vehicles. Look it up.
That when all three are complete, the people who control.
You saying something? Grab the mic, Ella.
I just wonder, as you bring up this class tonight, Brother O'Shea. I just wonder if the churches have any idea, if the preacher or the teacher, the leader, telling them about this, what we are studying tonight.
No.
They still not sleeping.
Yeah. Winnie, you asked the question, if they're all knowing, all seeing, why do they need cameras? Like I said in the beginning, this is Satan's system. Satan is trying to be like the Most High. So this is his way of being all knowing, all seeing. You were saying what now, Kiefer?
You're basically talking about dash cams and stuff like that, right?
No, not the dash cams. It's built in that you don't even know it's there. A lot of people don't know that. I was watching some criminals stealing cars.
Yeah.
And they have the whole thing on footage.
Yeah.
They're watching the driver and everything, doing their stuff. And they don't know the Teslas. All the new high-end cars have these systems in them. All right, let's continue.
Well, that system, aka the central planners, those people will not need laws to influence society. They're not going to need the police or the courts. If they want you to do something, and for some reason you're not doing it, they'll just turn off some important aspect of our lives. Whether it's the money we use, the IDs we need, or they could just restrict our ability to buy and sell or travel somewhere unless we comply.
My ministers will also proceed with the introduction of digital ID that will modernize how citizens interact with public services.
That's why some people believe that this was a prophecy that came from the Bible. So in this video, I want to talk about what's being built, how this affects the investment markets, and what's going to happen to the idea.
That's all we need from that one. The video's almost 30 minutes, but that one is that's what I needed. All right, Mishpachah. Let's move on to this here. So tribulation. What are you going to do? That's the question. What are you going to do, Mishpachah? Let's read Revelations 13, 16, and 17 again.
And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bound, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Now pause there a minute. He causeth all. And we're going to see who that all pertains to. To do what? Receive a mark. Right hand, because majority of the folks on earth are right-handed. And foreheads. That is, yes, that's what it's called. It's called sentry mode. Look that up, Mishpachah. Sentry mode is what I was talking about with the car systems and the cameras. It activates on motion and different things in the vehicles, okay? A lot of the newer vehicles have that on there. Thank you, Kifo. All right. So to receive a mark in a right hand and foreheads, everybody has to have a head in order to live. You might not need the arms. So that's another reason why it's either or. Verse 17.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark.
The mark.
Or the name.
The name.
Of the beast. Or the number of his name.
Or the number. So it's a mark, a name, and a number. That is identifying three parts that are identifying to this system. Put the clues together, you'll see how it's all falling into place. So you can't be able to buy or sell. Again, what will you do, Mishpachah? That's the question. What will you do? Matthew 24 and verse 21.
For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world, to this time, no, nor ever shall be.
Now, I remember when I said asked you earlier about what that great tribulation was in the beginning. And one person answered, let's go look at it. Let's look at Genesis, the book of Genesis, chapter 6. And we're going to see what that great tribulation was. Genesis chapter 6, verses 7 to verse 8.
I don't know if you want to get that one.
Go ahead. Okay, I'll pull it up next.
And Noah said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beasts, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air. For it repenteth me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of Yahuwah.
Obedient Noah found grace in the eyes of Yahuwah. This was the great tribulation that was the first tribulation from the beginning. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. You want more proof on that? Let's go to Matthew chapter 24. And we're going to see what Messiah talked about that. Because a lot of people don't believe Noah might be some fable. It's not true. But the Messiah says something about what happened during those times. Matthew 24, verses 37 to 39.
But as the days of Noah were.
So as the days of Noah, so when Noah was on earth, this is what we're talking about. Go ahead.
So shall also this coming the Son of Man be.
So when the Messiah is going to return, the days how Noah were is exactly how it's going to be.
For as in the days that were before the flood.
So there was a flood. Messiah said that.
They were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
120 years. 120 years. Verses 39.
And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
See the all right there? This is where this is what church should be preaching, not the John 3:16. They should be preaching this here. Take them all away. Those are the ones that don't keep Torah. Those are the ones that are wicked. All the heathen nations. Took all of them. Only 8 souls were saved. Remember that. Okay. Now let's get back over here now. Acts 14 and verse 22.
Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith.
So we have to encourage each other. This is what we're doing here. Encouraging.
And that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Elohim.
So there's no secret rapture that happens every September. There is no escape or workaround. These are things that the Most High says will happen.
The people that were lucky was already raptured several times. So
every September, yeah. Will you be able to stand, Mishpachah? Romans 8 and verse 35.
Who shall separate us from the love of Yahuwah? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword?
So this is the question posed. What excuse you as a Hebrew who knows right from wrong, what excuse are you going to give when it says, who shall separate you from keeping the commandments of our Messiah, Mashiach? Shall tribulation? That's the question. Distress, persecution, famine, nakedness, peril, or even a bullet? That's the question. The guillotines. Verse 39.
Nor height, nor depth,
So it no matter how high you go or how low you go,
nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Elohim.
when you see the love, it's talking about commandments. If you love me, you do what? Keep my commandments. Which is in our Mashiach Yeshua, our Adonai. So this is the question. Will you stand, Mishpachah, when that time is there? Second Ezra chapter 16. We're going to read verse 70, 71, and verse 73.
For there shall be in every place, and in the next cities, a great insurrection. Cities, insurrection, upon those that fear Yahweh.
The prophecy has spoken. There will be. It says, for there shall be in every place. Shall means what? Guaranteed. In every place and in the next cities, great insurrection upon those that keep the commandments. The word fear means keeping, reverencing, respect, love, honor. Verse 71.
They shall be like madmen.
That's the heathens.
Sparing none.
Going around trying to find those that keep in Torah.
But still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh.
Now, I'm reading this now so you can understand the importance of the Torah part, because there's good news to that side. A lot of us don't understand the good news about this side. Verse 73.
Then shall they be known who are my chosen.
Hallelujah.
And they shall be tried as the gold in the fire.
So how do you make gold pure if it's not tried in the fire? How do you become chosen if you are not tried? With an app. See, the Most High gives us little trials as we're growing in stages. They come in financial hardship. They come in relationships within the family, jobs, health. Many things happen to us along the way that some things are put there so we can grow. Not everything is because you do something wrong. Remember Job. Some things are put there for us to grow. And when we, and he will not put us in a position that we cannot pass. Just remember that. We are where we're supposed to be when he puts us there. Okay? All right, give me that text before I go here. You said Ezekiel
9 verses 4 to verses 6. You can read 4 and 6.
Okay, the book of Ezekiel 9
and verses 6.
Okay. Because the Most High has promised us something very beautiful. Verses 4 and verses 6.
So the mark is not something new. Most High already marked his people.
Grab the mic.
Yeah, Mishpachah, the mark is nothing new. Most High already marked his people from before. And this is an example of that. Satan just borrowed on that and tried to make things his own.
Okay, this is Ezekiel 9 verses 4 and then verses 6.
And Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
So these are people, our people, who are crying out to the Most High because of all the atrocities that are happening. Verses 6.
Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women.
So every aspect is covered.
But come not near any man upon whom is the mark.
Isn't that something like back in Egypt with the blood on the door? Okay.
And begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house.
Hallelujah. That's right. So we see it right there, Mishpachah. The Most High answers and keeps his words and his promises. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verses 30 and verse 31.
When thou art in tribulation.
So he's telling Moses, because when you read the book of Jubilees, it tells you Moses went up to the mount for 40 days and 40 nights, and he received all of the histories of the world from the beginning to the end. He saw it all. The Most High showed him everything. And one of the things the Most High told Moses was, we were going to fall, but he's going to pick us back up when we cry out to him. And when we start being obedient, then he's going to seal us and bring us back and protect us, that we will never again go back. That's a beautiful thing right there. I love that. That's Jubilees 1, verses 16 down to verses 27. That's a beautiful passage right there. So he says, when you are in tribulation, so Moses is prophesying now, go ahead.
And all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days.
Even in our times.
If thou turn to your thy Elohim, and shall be obedient unto his voice.
So that's the key. Turn, be obedient. Go ahead.
For your Elohim is a merciful Elohim.
120 years during Noah's time, remember that.
He will not forsake thee.
He will do what?
He will not forsake thee.
He's not going to forget you, Mishpachah.
Neither destroy thee.
So why are you worrying about these things? See, we're teaching our people not to be worried, but to be concerned. Meaning, you're paying attention. You're going out, you're preparing yourself, you're keeping the Torah, you're helping your brother and your sister. Keeping out of heathens' business, politics, and all the other nonsense. Continue.
Nor forget the covenant of thy fathers,
That's
which
don't forget
he
where he come
sware
from
unto thee.
So these are the steps that we have to take if we want the Most High to protect his children and keep his promise. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verses 74 to 75.
Hear, O ye my beloved, saith Yahweh. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand.
The days of trouble are at hand.
But I will deliver you from the same.
Isn't that a beautiful thing? He's going to deliver us when those times come up. But a lot of times we want to rely on our own instincts. What we learn from the streets. What we practice is what we want to preach. Verse 75.
Be ye not afraid, neither doubt.
Don't be afraid and don't doubt.
Well,
doubt is a very dangerous thing. When you doubt, that's where the devil creeps in and he distracts you and he gives you what? Deception. Go ahead.
For Elohim is your guide.
Trust in Yahuwah with all your might and lean not unto your own understanding. In what? Some of your ways? All your ways. Acknowledge him. And he will do what? He will guide you. That's how we're going to get ahead out of these tribulations. And trust me, he will guide you. I'm seeing it every day. I'm just sitting back and just being amazed by it. But it's only going to happen when we do it his way, not our way. That's the problem. We keep wanting to interject our 2 cents. Who is the one in control? That's the question. Who is in control, Mishpachah? Is it you or is it the Most High? Has to be the Most High, okay? This is our last slide for the night. Exodus 8 and verse 22. Remember, this is where Kiefer was talking about getting out of the cities and getting your own piece of land. When we were in Egypt, we weren't in the city of Egypt. We were in our own little space. Read verse 22 and verse 26.
And I will serve in that day the land of Goshen.
The land of Goshen is where the Most High is going to put his people in these last days. And it's not going to be in one area. It's going to be in a majority of places throughout the world before he gathers us together, okay?
In which my people dwell. That no swarms of flies.
So no AI technologies
shall be there. To the end thou mayest know that I am you are in the midst of the earth.
So he is going to be the one in control. Verses 26.
Only in the land of Goshen,
where he puts you,
where the children of Israel were, was there no hail.
So no destruction came to Israelites when he was putting out the 10 plagues. And do you know that in Revelation, the prophecy talks about plagues coming, same plagues, same water turning to blood, same hail. All of the stuff that happened before is going to happen again, Mishpachah. The second Exodus is going to happen. So Satan has an all-knowing system known as the system of the beast. And it's true technology, it's true the way of artificial intelligence, that he is going to be able to perform these miraculous wonders that even if it was possible, the elect can be deceived. He's going to be doing all types of beautiful shows, sky shows. You're going to see holographic people come back to life. You're going to hear all types of beautiful things happen. Don't fall for the okie doke, Mishpachah. Stay grounded in the Torah. Stay reading, stay studying. Stay connected to the Most High. Because that's the only way that we are going to survive when the mark of the beast comes out.
Amen.
So I hope tonight we learn a little something tonight. I wanted to share this last article just real quick, just to show you something before we close out. This article here is for Africa. It says by 2026, Africa will be the world's largest what? Digital identity test case. So don't think that it's just in China. This is from the Business Day. Let's read this highlighted part, Kiefer, and then we'll close out.
Africa expanding digital identity systems, not just in 2026. It will be stress testing them at a scale not achievable in any other region.
So they're going to be testing this at a scale, meaning rapidly, that they have not done in any other location on Earth. Jump down here.
Africa has the highest remaining undocumented population as per the ID4D program and analysis conducted by the World Bank.
Do you see how it's always connected to money?
Follow the money.
In order to get your money, you have to be identified.
ID4D. Right now we're facing four-dimensional warfare, which is not a warfare that is, whereas you're in a situation where you're being attacked from outer forces, but you're having internal attacks, meaning that you have witnessed it in person. The warehouse is blown up, vegetation's being firestormed,
burnt, droughts,
milk being thrown out, droughts, water issues, electrical systems being exploded, and all kind of different things. That's fourth dimensional warfare. Look it up. If you don't believe what I'm telling you, do your research.
We're going to read us these last three pieces and we'll
The
call
concept
it Shalom.
of digital identity is presented as an upgrade in the technical level. On the ground, it dictates the people who are allowed to engage in contemporary life.
So you can't have a normal life, Mishpachah, if you are not invested or plugged into this system. You will not be able to buy or sell unless you have this mark. That's what they're saying.
The trader is the one who cannot open a mobile money account without a national ID. The student was not able to take exams because her biometric record was not authenticated. The refugee eventually gets access to health care since a digital credential replaces lost documents. They are not edge cases. They are the daily contacts of people and the state.
So you see right there, 2026 in Africa, the continent of Africa, all the different countries that are there will be on a test case, the largest digital test case. So there you have it, Mishpachah. Prepare yourselves, serve the Most High, keep His commandments, love your brother and sister. And this is all we ask of each other. Elder? Yes, tomorrow night we have Hebrew Hangout. We're starting back tomorrow night on the prayer line. So we can get together and we can chat some more and talk and meet each other and discuss different things. And then Shabbat is on the Heathens Monday coming up also. Any last word, Kifa, Rebbe, before we close out?
Just want to say to everyone, we're living in serious times right now. Pray, continually pray, pray. Pray without ceasing. And I wish everyone the best. Stay blessed. To everyone out there, shalom.
Thank you.
Great class.
Elder?
Yes. Indeed, that was a very wonderful class. I'm very grateful again, Brother O'Shea, Brother Kifa, our teacher, Brother Yana, likewise, who teaching those classes. And I just pray that all of us, not some of us, all of us that participate tonight will prepare ourselves for that great day. This is not a joke, family. This is something that is common. And right now we are in it. We are in it. We can't get away from it unless the only way we can get away is if we prepare ourselves. If we are not preparing ourselves, we're going to find ourselves receiving the mark of the beast. It's two ways before us, the blessing and the cursing, life and death. So I'm very grateful tonight for what has taken place. All praises to the Most High. Let us pray, family. Father in heaven, we thank you. We appreciate what was said and we give you thanks and praise. We thank you for the Holy Presence, the Holy Spirit that bring all things to the remembrance of our teacher, our reader. We pray that thou may bless all of us tonight as we going to dismiss. We ask you, Father, to dismiss us to your blessing and help us to have a wonderful night rest. Remember those that are sick. We pray that thou may pass your hand of healing upon them, that they all will be healed and well and give you all the thanks and praise, because we ask it through your Son, Yeshua, we pray. Amen. Let the words of our mouth, the meditation of our hearts, be acceptable in your sight. O Yahweh, who's our strength and our
Redeemer. Stay strong, Mr. Picard, until we say shalom.
Shalom.